Why have you forsaken me? Why are you
Yeah.
far from my cry? What
Yeah.
did I do? I'm a sinless man, but the Jews and the Romans got me up here butt naked on the cross in front of my mother.
Yeah, yeah, that
Nah,
one,
but
that one. That one. He called
yeah,
his
yeah. So
God, he called his God
yeah,
Father, but you
yeah.
don't.
But his father is God, right? Eleya means God, God, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So let's not get confused.
So how come you want to swagger jack everything Jesus said, but you don't want to call God Father though?
No, it's all right. At that time, Jesus was allowed to call him father. We don't call him father. We got a father at home.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah, yeah. We got a father at home. Jesus had a father. Did Jesus' father was Joseph, right?
oh, okay, okay, okay. So
Was
that got,
Jesus' father Joseph? Yes or no?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, so how many fathers did he have?
He had a lot of fun. So wait, are you saying so that got abrogated? That's what happened.
Whatever you want to call it, bro.
How
Whatever
do
you
you?
want to say.
No, no. What do you call it? Because you said
I
it was
call it at that
okay
time.
at
At
that
that
time,
time, at
but
that
not
time,
anymore.
at that time, it was
Yeah,
okay for Jesus to call God Father, right?
but not
But your
anymore.
Bible, I'll be honest with you, your Bible, when I've checked in with like other Christians, historians that have read the Bible, scholars,
Hmm.
they say the Bible has nothing to do with God. The Bible has nothing to do with Jesus. I'm like, huh?
They said
The
the
New
Bible,
Testament.
the Bible has
Yeah, the New
nothing to.
Testament.
What does that mean? The Bible has
Bro,
nothing to do with God.
I followed you. I'll find it in my archives and I'll send it to you. Your own Christian scholars
That the
have read the
Bible
Bible.
has
The
nothing
New
to do with
Testament has
God
nothing to do with Jesus or God.
or God.
Or God. It's a
That's
man, it's a
interesting.
made up script. It's a made up it's eyewitnesses. It's like me seeing you go to the train station in the morning to go to work. And I'm like an eyewitness. Yeah, yeah. I saw Goldilocks going to the train station and he
Yeah.
used to go with his cup of coffee. It's just an eyewitness. But anyway, that's
Uh-huh.
that's another subject. My topic why I came on here is because of the flag. I was thinking, why do you have a flag of the people that hate your Christianity, hate Jesus,
Hmm.
and they basically baked him on the cross? Because if I watch Passion of Christ, that's what it shows me.
Oh, okay. That's why you came up here. Okay, I'll tell you why. It's
That's it. That's the only
because
reason. Yeah.
it's because the Quran put us together.
What do you mean the Quran put us together?
Yeah, you know when it says the people of the book,
You're not talking about the Christians.
the Christians is not the people of the book.
Nah, not these so-called Christians that are on 2026. If you're talking about the actual people, and I don't know if they were Christians at the time, because who called them Christians?
Hmm.
Who,
It
who
said,
came up with the name Christianity or Christians? Who?
yeah, it was made up by the Illuminati. But what I'm saying is,
Man said Illuminati.
but, but what I'm saying is, it talks about us together. No, it says it calls us the
Nah, man. Nah, nah,
disbelievers.
nah, nah, nah.
It says fight. It says fight those who do not believe in Allah nor His last
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
messenger.
yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It
Yeah.
says it says the people of the book are the worst of all creation. So it always
Yeah.
puts us together.
Oh man, I didn't know that, bro. But
Yeah.
hopefully it doesn't, because if you read it properly, you'll find out that Christianity is just some made up thing, man. Fully
Who
made
told
up.
Who told you? That's actually what I wanted to talk about today. Because my topic is
I just
why
wanted to
did.
talk about it. Okay, but I don't have. I got time in like 20 minutes because obviously I just came out. I'll just see you. I was scrolling. No
Okay.
problem. I followed you. You can come back up in a bit if you don't have no one up on here.
All right, bet,
I
bet,
just
bet.
wanted to ask you about the flag. That's it. And obviously have a joke with you about your Goldilocks,
I got you. I
your
got
hair
you.
guy missing.
I
Yeah, yeah.
appreciate
But
you. I appreciate you showing your Goldilocks because most people wouldn't have done that. So that's pretty cool of you.
nah, bro. I told you we're in the same boat, bro. So I'm not.
All good.
If you
All
ever
Yo,
good.
go to Turkey, message me, bro. I'll come with you, innit? I'll get the free deal.
I got you. Thank you, Faithful.
But no problem. I'll catch you another time, bro. Yeah,
All right, boss.
sweet, bro.
Alfie.
hey, how you doing?
Good,
Long time
brother.
no speak.
I know. I know. It's been a minute. What's going on, Alfie?
uh, what? I was just going to say what he was saying is absolute rubbish. Jews do not hate Jesus because Jews do not think about Jesus because Jesus has nothing to do with Judaism.
But doesn't it? It does say though in the. I think it's in the. Isn't it in the Talmud that it does say that he's in boiling excrement or something like that?
No, not directly. It's there's some things about
Come on,
messiahs
Alfie.
or
Come on,
something that
Alfie. Come on. Let's just own it, bro. It's fine. Look,
no
I don't knock the
no
Jews
no
for
no.
that.
It doesn't say the name Jesus. Yeah, it doesn't actually say the word Jesus, I believe. I'm not too sure. I might be wrong,
Yeah, it's definitely
but
talking about
I'm
Jesus.
pretty
But
sure
look,
it doesn't mention Jesus at all.
no, it does. It does. The Talmud does. But the thing is, it's not a big deal because I understand the plight of the Jew in that regard, right? In the Old Testament, it literally says if
But
somebody
what I'm
comes,
saying is,
yeah, it says if somebody comes preaching to you a
in
God that you have not heard of, then he should be put to death. I understand. It's normal. They're doing
I
it
mean,
out of
for a start,
respect.
Judaism doesn't believe in hell.
Okay, but it doesn't say hell. It says burning in excrement. I don't know, boiling excrement. I don't know where that is, but you guys believe in some concept. It's
So,
not hell. It's
the,
not hell, but it's called something else. What is it called? It's called.
no,
It's called
nothing. There's nothing happens until the coming of the Messiah, and then the Jews then you just come back up from the dead.
Alfie. Don't. Okay, look,
But
we're gonna look it up. Then I'm gonna look. Go ahead. What do you want to say while I look it up?
yeah, look it up.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
But that being said, Talmud, the Talmud is not a prescriptive book of Judaism. I mean, it's very rare. It's a book of discussions. It's not even a book. It's a compendium of multiple books of discussions. So it's not a definitive guide for Jews. Jews don't believe in the Talmud. There's nothing to believe. It's a book of discussions.
Yeah, but it's still it's like a discussion that I guess rabbis are having, and it is you.
No, they had in biblical times.
So look, it says here, yes, the Babylonian Talmud, a central text of rabbinic Judaism, compiled around 500 CE, contains a passage, Gittin 57a, that describes a figure called Yeshua Notzri, Jesus of Nazareth, as being punished in the afterlife with boiling excrement.
Okay.
It's not,
Fair
but
enough.
look, but
I'll
Alfie,
concede that.
it's understandable, right? I get it because Jews are doing that out of respect to Yahweh because they think Jesus was committing blasphemy, right? So I don't understand when people come.
What I'm also saying is, Jews today do not say anything about him. Like, it's not in any of our religious rituals. It's not in our sermons. It's not in our.
But you can't really say that. You can't really say that, Alfie, because I think we can all agree that Jesus was a big turning point in the history of Judaism.
Oh, yes, but Jews don't discuss him. Like, you can see if you can find any Jewish, like a YouTube video of a rabbi. We just don't talk about him at all. The same way that, like, it would be like that guy that came up. It would be like saying, "Why do you hate Ganesha, the god Ganesha, the Hindu god?" And
Alfie,
we go, "We don't hate him." We go,
Alfie,
"What do you mean? You must hate him."
No, but you're literally still dealing with the issue that was from a Jewish perspective. So Jesus, when he was about to get unalived, he said that he prophesied the destruction of the second temple, for example. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you guys are still dealing with that issue today. So he is a central figure, and
Not really.
he was claiming to be your Messiah, and the rest of the world believes it. So it's like he almost, from a Jewish perspective, hijacked your narrative and has taken the world in a different direction than you guys wanted them to go in, we could say. But
It's still not discussed at all in Judaism.
I get what you're saying, that maybe you're right. Maybe most Jews don't talk about him, but the fact is that he is in one of your authoritative texts as being in boiling excrement. So I don't know if that's just a footnote.
Okay, I'll take that. But what I'm saying is that no active Jews even think about Jesus.
Yeah. Okay. Even though the whole world.
I mean, it's not. There's.
Even though the whole world is basically.
No, we don't think about.
He's a central figure in world history, Alfie. It's not something. You know what? I'm actually curious.
We don't discuss him. We don't talk about him.
Let's do this, Alfie. Let's do this. You should actually believe in Jesus. You know that? Have you ever read the prophecies about Jesus in the Old Testament?
But you've got it backwards. There aren't prophecies about Jesus. There are prophecies about a messianic figure.
No, I'm not talking about those. I'm talking about the ones in Daniel specifically.
What does it say?
where it says that the Messiah will come and before the destruction of the temple, and then he will be put to death, and then after that, the destruction of the temple will come. So that means if the temple was already destroyed,
Yes,
which
but
we already know, huh?
Well, what I was going to say is, you do realize that Jesus wasn't the only messianic figure at the time.
No problem. No
Messiah
problem. No problem. But either
is-
way, you guys are in a conundrum. Because
There are all sorts of people claiming to be the Messiah and claiming to be God at
and
the
which
time.
one and which one do you accept as Messiah? None of them.
None of them.
So you're still wrong.
But the messianic age hasn't occurred. Jesus came and he didn't do any of the things that, like, we're not in an. The Jews believe that when the Messiah comes, we enter a new age of paradise and redemption and yada yada yada, and none of that occurred. So he wasn't the Messiah.
Maybe it did occur differently than you would have expected it to occur, and this is what Jesus was always talking about, because the disciples
So
were
therefore,
like,
he's not our Messiah.
no, because can we read something? Like, I'm gonna show you something on the screen real quick.
I'm going into a garage now. I'll be back in a minute if I lose you.
All right. Let me show you this verse real quick, because this is important stuff right here.
But go ahead. I'm on a phone. It's hard to read it.
Yeah,
Read
so
it out to me.
I'm gonna read it. I'll read it. So it's Daniel chapter 9. Right, yeah, Daniel chapter 9, verse 24. Daniel chapter 9, verse 24. It says, 77s are decreed for your people and your holy city to finish transgression. So this is to finish transgression, meaning to put an end to sin, right? So to put an end to sin, it even says it. To put an end to sin, to atone for wickedness, to bring in everlasting righteousness, to seal up the vision and prophecy, and to anoint the most holy place. Know and understand this: from the time the word goes out to restore and rebuild Jerusalem until the anointed one, meaning the Messiah, the ruler, comes, there will be 7 sevens and 62 sevens. It will be rebuilt with the streets and a trench, but in the times of trouble. And after the 62 sevens, the anointed... Hold on, let me mute him. Why can't I mute him? Okay. After the 62 sevens, the anointed one will be put to death, and he will have nothing. So it says that the Messiah will come to put an end to sin, and he will be put to death. And then it says the people of the ruler will come and destroy the city and the sanctuary. So the sanctuary was already destroyed. So that means somebody must have already been put to death, and through that, put an end to sin.
Yeah, but you've got it backwards. So if there's a prophecy and everyone is aware of the prophecy, so people were aware at the time of Jesus and after Jesus, of course, that of what it says in the book of Daniel.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So if you were wanting to create a messianic figure, what would you do? You would apply what is said about this figure to, about this upcoming figure,
Yes.
to the person that you want to be that.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, for instance, if there was a passage saying, and the Messiah came, the Messiah, a Messiah will come and he will shave his head and eat a steak dinner before this.
Mm-hmm.
If I now go and shave my head and eat a steak dinner, that does not mean that the prophecy has been fulfilled. It means I knew there was a prophecy and I did what the prophecy said in order to become that figure.
I agree with you 100%, Alfie, but that still doesn't remove the problem that regardless of who you think may have fulfilled the prophecy, the time period for this prophecy to be fulfilled has passed. So that means you either missed your Messiah or Jesus was the Messiah.
Or the prophecy wasn't true.
Right, which would mean Daniel is a false prophet.
Yes. Well, not a false prophet, a mistaken prophet.
Is that the stance that we're going with?
Well, I mean, I'm an atheist, so I don't believe any of it's particularly
Oh,
true.
okay. I just think it's interesting to me because it literally says that before the temple destruction, the Messiah will come. And I mean, you could say it was a
Well, I mean,
coincidence, but
Jesus also said to his followers that the end times are coming, and some of you will not even see death. So Jesus believed that the end times were going to come in his lifetime or in the lifetime of his followers.
sure, you could interpret it that
That
way.
didn't happen. Does that make Jesus a false prophet?
You could interpret it that way. And I'm not a Christian, but I'm just curious to understand. I've never understood why something like this could be in the Bible, in the Old Testament. And I've asked Jews about this many times, and they all pretty much say we're.
It's the other way round. There's tons of stuff in the Old Testament that isn't factually or accurately correct. There's stuff in it that's weird. There's stuff in it that's immoral.
Can you tell us what?
There's all sorts of stuff in there.
Tell us
Um,
one. One thing that you find out that it's not true. I'm a Jew, born and raised.
yeah, so
Israeli
am I.
story. Can you tell us something that you saw in the Torah that's false?
How about that the universe was created in 7 days?
Really? You've been there?
I know that it wasn't made in 7 days.
Really? How do you know? Can you tell us?
Well, for a
Do you
start,
have any proof?
the concept of a day requires revolving around a sun. And if the sun didn't exist, how could it be made in 7 days?
This is why God is running this planet and not you, thank God.
Okay, look, we're talking. There's tons of.
Can
factual
you show me proof that that couldn't be done in 7 days?
We know it wasn't made in. This is a silly conversation. We know it wasn't made in 7 days.
Why
know it-
silly? You just
we know
said
it didn't-
that it
we know
couldn't
it-
happen.
wait,
Can you tell me
But
why
wait,
it couldn't happen?
Alfie, wasn't the first thing that he made was the sun?
No, he made light first.
But I mean, what's the light? You know what I'm saying?
Well, the whole point is that's one of the things. So first he created light, then he created sky to separate the waters. So he sort of created sky and water immediately after light. Then he gathered the waters to create dry land. So somehow the land came in there as well. And then he produced vegetation, plants and trees. And then the next day he created the sun, the moon, and the stars.
But if he had, but like I just don't understand if God could just like to you a day revolves around the sun, but what if God was just counting a day like as he
Okay,
knew?
well, in that case, it also says that he created land, vegetation, plants, and trees before he created the sun, moon, and stars.
Where does it say that?
We
Like,
we
I
know
thought,
we know the story of the creation, but you claiming that he couldn't do it in 7 days,
No,
and
I'm
you have
claiming that
proof.
the
Can
entire
you show
story
us the
is
proof? Show us the proof
show you the proof that
that it couldn't
land,
happen.
the vegetation, plants, and trees were.
I'm going to repeat my question again. Okay,
Yes.
let me be clear. You said that God couldn't create this planet in 7 days, and you have proof that he couldn't. Can you show us the proof?
The proof is that it wasn't, that we know how these things were made. We know how long they took. We
You
know
said
when they
that
were
you have
created.
proof. Can you show us the proof?
The proof is in geology, in physics, in science, in
Show me.
chemistry,
Show us.
in.
Put the link here. I want to
This is
see
a
it.
stupid conversation. Come on.
let's talk about
Come on, is not the way to debate.
let's talk about ma'am, how do you feel about Jesus?
I born and raised in Israel, and when you visit Israel, I actually took my very best friend because I wanted to show her how the Holy Scriptures come to life. And I took her where Jesus was walking on the water. It's a beautiful experience that they give you.
So,
So
as
you
a
walk.
so as a Jew, you believe that Jesus was walking on the water?
Absolutely.
Not as a Jew.
Did you ever been? Did you
Jews
ever
don't
been in
believe that.
Israel?
Huh?
Did you ever been in Israel?
No. I'm trying to understand. If you believe Jesus was walking on the water, then why would you still be a Jew and not a Christian?
Exactly.
When you first of all, Judaism originated in 1800 BCE. Jesus born as a Jew. He born to a Jewish mom. He practiced Judaism, and his last supper was Passover. We're going to celebrate it in 2 hours.
All right.
We did it last
So
night.
he was a rabbi.
She's
He was a
basically
teacher.
She's basically doing the Muslim shuffle.
No. I'm not. I'm not doing anything.
You're okay,
So we
ma'am,
know
ma'am,
that
ma'am,
Jesus.
ma'am, ma'am.
Hold on,
Like we
hold on,
know,
hold
we
on.
know, we
One
know,
second.
we know that. But
So we know that
the
2,000
claim
years
is
ago Jesus
okay.
born.
Did Jesus die for your sins?
No, because I'm not
Okay,
Christian. I'm a Jew.
okay,
That's why I
all
explain
right.
it to you.
So, but he committed. He did a bunch of miracles, but he didn't. He wasn't the Messiah.
Jews don't
Not
believe.
not for me.
Jews don't address
I'm a
it.
Jew. I don't believe it.
But he did
The
miracles.
Jewish. What I'm saying here,
From
the
from
Jewish
what I
story.
understand, yes.
So he did
Yeah.
The
miracles.
Jewish
Then
story finishes before Jesus. So
no,
the
I
I'm
know
Jews.
sorry.
that. I know that. I know that. But what I'm saying, but no, Alfie. Bro, Jews do not deny the events in the New Testament. They just
Yes,
deny
they
the.
do. Well, they don't deny it. They just don't address it.
No, they do it. Stop saying that, dude. Where are you? Like, she's addressing it right now. I don't
No,
know a
she.
single person who doesn't know about Jesus. Why do you keep saying that?
Because we don't have an opinion on it. Jews as a group do
You
not
don't have an
opinion on it.
opinion on it, but Jews do. I haven't met a Jew that didn't have an
I
opinion about
live
Jesus.
with
Yes, but
in Israel. I've been
This lady's trying to
raised.
say she
Yes.
loves Jesus. So this is going against
What?
your claim right now.
Excuse me. How
But
I can
Judaism
hate
doesn't.
somebody that one of us? He was a Jew, for God's sake. He born as a Jew. You
I
can't
don't believe.
deny that Jesus was born and Jesus, you know.
I'm not convinced he did exist.
I'm sorry.
I'm not
You
convinced Jesus exists.
Well, you don't believe in God too.
Your only historian from that time period wrote about him.
No, there was no historians from that, and that's why I don't believe in him. That's why I
Josephus
don't.
didn't write about Jesus.
Josephus was
God.
not contemporaneous to Jesus. He was around well after Jesus.
Well, this is disrespecting Holy Scriptures. I'm not into it.
It's
First
just because.
you
Do you have any
disrespect
other?
it.
Do you have anything else that's contemporaneous, Alfie?
That's why I don't accept that he like.
No,
I'm
I
not saying
get.
he,
I get that, but literally, the Bible is the only contemporaneous documents from that time period. Period.
no, it's not though. That's the point.
What is? And then
So
what else is? What else is?
there's the Roman period at that time was fairly well documented. There's a
Where?
lot of
Show me
writings
what book.
all over the world.
Okay, point to a
There's
book
not-
that I can go read.
I'll have to get it for you. I don't have them on
You
hand.
don't have one. There isn't one.
There's a lot
Obviously,
of
he doesn't
records.
have one. He doubted God. He doubted Jesus. I mean,
I'm a scientific materialist. I don't believe anything that can't be scientifically proven with evidence.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to
Really?
explain to you, what we're trying to
Okay.
explain to you is that you don't have any other evidence besides the Bible.
And therefore, no, but the Bible isn't evidence. The Bible's just a book.
oh God.
Okay, but in lieu of other evidence, it is the best evidence that we have.
No, in lieu of other evidence, you withhold your convictions. You say, "I don't know," which is what I do.
No,
So
no.
here I have a
That's why I'm not.
question.
That's why I'm not saying Jesus doesn't exist. I'm just
not yet convinced that he did exist.
I totally understand you because you've never been in Israel.
So
tell
Alfie,
me,
so
tell
Alfie,
me.
hold on, Alfie. It says here that Josephus was born a few years after Jesus was crucified.
So not while Jesus was there.
So do you think that he lived so far away from the time of the events that he wouldn't have heard about the story?
Heard about from
What's
other
your point?
people. And not only that, but Josephus only mentions
So
Jesus
in other words, by the time he was a couple years old, people were talking about Jesus still.
No, he was born well after, and then he didn't write about
It
Jesus
doesn't say
until
well
30
after.
years.
It says 1 to 8 years after.
He was born he didn't come out of the womb writing.
Okay, 1 to 8 years. So let's say at the most he would have been 8, or would have been 8 when he was born, when after, and then when do you think he would have became conscious after that? Where he would have
But when by the time he was writing stories down, and to be fair, Josephus only wrote 1 or 2 sentences about Jesus, about this miraculous figure that changed the world. In his entire writings, Josephus
he was a
wrote
Jew.
He was a Roman Jew.
So what?
But that's my point, is this figure that is so important. This
Hold on for a second.
he wrote one or two sentences about it.
Like you just said, Jews don't even talk about Jesus. Now you want to make it so important that they have to talk about Jesus?
No, it's not part of Judaism. There's no discussions. We don't sit around discussing, did he wear sandals when he walked on water? Did he go barefoot? What type of
Hold on
fish
for a
did he
second.
turn
One
into
second.
the-
One second.
It's not part of Judaism.
Before you denied.
All right, let's read what he's obviously lying about. This is what Josephus wrote. About this time there lived Jesus, a wise man, if indeed one ought to call him a man. For he was one who performed surprising deeds, wonderful works, and was a teacher of such people as accept the truth gladly. He won over many Jews, many of the Greeks. He was the Christ or the Messiah. And when, upon the accusation of the principal men among us, Pilate had condemned him to the cross, those who had first come to love him and did not cease to do so, he appeared to them, spending a third day restored to life for the prophets of God, and he foretold the things in 1,000 other marvels about him. And the tribe of the Christians, so named after him, has still to this day not disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds pretty accurate.
It is accurate.
What part of this accurate? That was all. It's all third person testimony.
Okay, Alfie, do you understand that the people who would have been around to read what Josephus had said, if it had all been made up, would have completely discredited his book, and it would not
Nobody
be used.
that he spoke to would have met Jesus.
But they were what?
Nobody
He was
that
born.
spoke to.
He was born a couple years after his death. What are you talking about?
He was born a
So
couple of
hold
years after
on.
his death.
Oh my
Think of what the
God,
world was
Alfie.
like at the
Oh my
time.
God.
Alfie,
Alfie,
you
I
are
born
out
and
of your
raised
mind,
in
dude.
Israel. Jesus born in the Galilee. He born to a Jewish mother, was circumcised on 8 days. Okay? I mean,
If he
he
existed.
was reading and learning the Torah. He was a rabbi. Rabbi is a teacher.
How do you know this?
Because I live in Israel and
No. How do you? What
we
source
have.
what
Why don't
extra-
you take a trip to Israel and
I've been to
see
Israel.
how
I've
the
lived in
Holy
Israel.
Scriptures come to life?
I've been
I mean,
there.
for
I've
God's
lived
sake,
there.
you're denying Jesus, you're denying God. Like,
I'm not denying Jesus. I'm saying I'm not.
well, you
convinced
deny
he
that
did.
God created this planet in 7 days. You cannot
Yes.
come with any proof that it didn't happen. Now you're claiming
got
that
no
Jesus never born.
I didn't
And
say
who
that either. I
knows
said
who
I'm
he
not
is.
convinced that he was. I think my current feeling is that Jesus is a
Feeling.
conglomerate.
We're not debating with feeling. I'm debating with proof.
You're not debating with proof. You're just
Yeah.
preaching.
Oh my God.
Okay, here we go. Here's my counter argument to show you how silly your argument is. I believe that the universe
Again,
was
we don't
created.
care what you
Stop
believe.
talking.
We're talking here about
Let other people
facts.
talk.
Alfie, can we stick
my
to the
assertion-
Jesus thing? Like, let's stick to the Jesus thing.
Yeah, let's stick to the Jesus thing.
Can we
But there is
agree
no-
that? Can we
the only
agree?
place-
Can we agree that you were wrong about Josephus not writing about Jesus?
No, I didn't say he didn't write about him. I said he
Okay.
wrote very little.
Okay, can we
and
agree?
that it was not
Can we
contemporaneous.
agree that he at least wrote the main events surrounding Jesus's life?
He wrote what he was told the events were.
Okay, now if that was not true, he lived close enough to the time period, as the thing says, 1 to 8 years from the time of his death, that book would have been easily discredited had it been made up.
You can't discredit miraculous events.
And we're not talking about anything miraculous. All he said is that Jesus was a wise teacher that was accepted by many people, and that the people put him to death. That's all he said.
That's the story that was told. You got to remember, there's no internet at the time, no phones, so everything
Alfie,
was.
but he was a Roman. He was a Roman citizen, right? So according to you, he must have been some sort of prominent historian at the time. And literally
Yes.
to this day, it's still the basically the critical text of that time, his history.
That's right. And
Okay,
can you?
so if he was just making stuff up, everybody around that time period would have just discredited it.
No, he wrote what he wrote down there, and you say some Jews were convinced that he was the Messiah.
Mm-hmm.
And that is 100% true. That some Jews at the time
So
were
would that?
convinced
So would the Jews have believed somebody was a Messiah that didn't exist?
some would.
That didn't exist.
No. Again, you're doing it backwards.
You said he didn't exist.
I said that I'm not convinced that he did exist.
Okay, so why would somebody believe in a Messiah that didn't exist?
People believe things that don't happen all the time.
But a Messiah?
Messiahs were a dime a dozen. There were dozens of messiahs.
But
at
they
that
all
time.
existed, right?
What?
The dime a dozen messiahs all existed, right? In reality, they were actual people here on the earth.
Maybe they're written about. Whether or not they actually all existed is question. That's my point.
Alfie,
My point
this is crazy that you're gonna now try to tell me that people believed in a Messiah that they never even, like, they never even saw.
Josephus was claiming, where he was told that people believed this.
Okay, can we agree that by the time Josephus was writing this, there would have been a bunch of people believing this?
There would have been a bunch of people. Yes, Christianity had already sort of established. Yes,
Correct.
But I guarantee you, like religion nowadays.
So what
there
I'm
would have
trying to
been-
get at
there
is,
would have been-
don't you think his mother, for example, Josephus's mother, his grandfather, could have been like, yo, Jesus never even existed. What are you talking about?
I wouldn't be surprised if they did.
All right.
They were, if Josephus's parents were Jews, they would have said,
You know, I belong to a
We can't believe
club
it.
in Manhattan called Lotus Club, and some of them are crazy liberal with like crazy stories. None of them came up with the craziest story like you. So everything is nonsense. Jesus
Forever, I'm
never
a Jew.
did exist. There is no
I'm
God.
a Jew, dude.
God didn't create the world in 7 days. Hey, Alfie, where is the proof? It's my feeling. Jesus,
No. Okay,
Jesus wasn't the Messiah.
I'm going to make a counterclaim. The world was created. The Australian Aboriginals believe that the world was spewed out by a rainbow serpent. Prove that didn't happen.
I'm going to tell you what my grandfather used to say to me.
No. I want
You know,
to see
every
the proof that the
picture-
world wasn't spewed out by a
One
rainbow
second,
serpent.
Alfie. It's really challenging to talk to you because you never been where I was. And when you see, hold on,
I've been
hold
to
on,
Israel.
hold
Stop
on.
talking and listen.
When
with your
you
ears.
see the wall,
I've
okay.
seen the wall. I've touched the wall.
oh, you saw the wall? So the wall is standing in Israel, in Jerusalem. We're facing Jerusalem 3 times a day, no matter where we are. That's nonsense. I saw where Jesus was born, where he was
I've
walking
seen
in the
where
water.
Jesus was born as
That's
well. I've seen where
nonsense.
Jesus supposedly walked on water as well.
Okay.
Yeah,
Um,
he's Jewish forever. He's Jewish also.
so Alfie, I mean, you saw the pyramid. That's what we're going to celebrate today. So that's
The
not
pyramids were
exist
not
either.
built
So
by
who built
Jews,
those pyramids in Egypt?
not the Jews.
Oh, those
Black
not.
people did. Black people did.
Yeah.
I mean, I have two questions for the host.
Be honest, have you seen the
If you don't
Jews
mind me
do
asking.
manual labor like
hold on,
that?
guys. Hold on,
anyway?
guys. Let me talk to Tanya real quick. Tanya, yes. What's up?
Do you believe in Jesus was the Messiah?
I'm not a Christian, but I don't know if he was the Messiah. Maybe he was.
Okay, for the Jewish girl who is here, I have a question for her. Is Moses was a Jew, and what was the color of Moses?
I'm guessing Tanya is a Muslim.
Moses was a Jew, and you know it too if you are Musi. And in your Quran, in 520 and 521, it says it right there that God asking him to get Bnei Israel into the promised land, which is Judea, which is Israel.
Wow.
Right?
My question
So it's
is
520 and 521.
my question is, what was the color of Moses? Was he black?
He would have been brown.
You know, it
wasn't-
doesn't matter what color he
That
is
wasn't-
because
No, it
Jews
does
come
matter.
in
It
different
does
colors.
matter.
Wait,
It does matter.
Tanya, that wasn't your only question. You asked if he was a Jew, and you asked what was the color. So she answered at least the first part. Why don't you say?
I mean, I
something
agree.
about that?
Moses was a proto-Jew.
Wait.
He
So
was what came before Jews.
Tanya. So she got you with that one.
She got me on what?
That Jesus,
In your Quran,
that your
520 and
Quran
521.
says that he was a Jew.
What? Why are you saying my Quran?
Because you are
Quran
Muslim,
is
no?
How do you know? How do you know?
You are a Muslim
Because
that's-
the way you asking question, you
Those
No,
are
I'm
questions
just.
most likely
I'm not,
Muslim.
I asked.
those are
I asked-
Muslim. Hey, those are
You
Muslim
ask me if I'm a
questions.
Jew, so you're not a Jew.
Those are Muslim questions.
Man, you fucking lying. You don't even know.
Don't get mad.
You
Hold
don't
on,
know.
Tanya.
And the
Don't
way
get
you
mad.
express
Hold on, Tanya.
yourself.
Don't get mad.
Don't get mad. You funny, bro. You funny. I'm
Just
not
stay
mad.
up
I'll
here.
never
Stay
get
up here.
mad
We
at
love you. We love
somebody
you.
I
We
don't
love
know.
you. We love you. Inshallah. All right, Tonya.
I
What
love you
happened?
too. I love everybody's here, but I'm just
All right,
saying
tell us,
you don't
tell
know
us.
me. You don't know me.
All right, tell us.
Don't
Tell
be
us.
saying like
What
I'm
else?
Muslim.
All right, you're not
You
Muslim.
tell us.
All right, you're not Muslim.
I
Okay.
don't even know. I don't even know. I'm not gonna say what I am if I'm Muslim or I'm not. But I'm
You should
just
be
gonna say,
proud of your God.
He's not.
yeah, I'm
He's
proud
a
of
Muslim
who?
for
Proud
sure.
of God of the universe. Proud of
All right, Tonya. What
Yeah,
else
he's
did you want to
Muslim.
say?
proud of
Wait,
God
guys, let
of
him
the
talk.
universe.
Let him talk. What else did you want to say, Tonya? To the Jews. What do you want to say to the Jews
What
right
else do
now?
I want to say?
To the Jews, yeah.
To the Jews are very, 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 very. To me personally, I'm Muslim again, but to me, I'm just gonna say Jewish are very, very, very loved people to me.
Okay.
Very generous and very loved people to me.
What?
That's what I'm
Dude,
gonna
are you
say.
on antibiotic?
And-
you have
and
a virus,
whoever-
you have
and
a
whoever
high
says
fever.
something-
That's the first time.
Wait,
Thank you, brother,
forever,
'cause
forever,
I never
And
forever.
heard that.
whoever,
Let him talk. Let him talk. Go ahead, Tanya. What?
and I'm saying, and whoever Muslim or whoever, I'm Muslim. From mom and dad, I was born Muslim. See what I'm saying?
All
But
right.
whoever says something not like the Jews or the Jewish people, he's a fucking hater.
Okay.
Jewish
But what about the
people
Quran?
Who believe Quran is the truth, no doubt.
The Quran says you got to fight the Jews.
No, that's the fucking lie, man. Don't say that. That's
It does
a lie.
say that.
No, it's a lie.
929.
929 was that? Read it in Arabic. I don't speak English good. Read it
All right,
in
let me
Arabic.
show you.
Read it in the Quran.
All right, it's right here. It says, fight those who do not believe in Allah. And then it says,
So you say
And-
fight
and then it
those
says-
who not believe.
yeah,
No,
and then it
no.
says,
Say-
then it says, from those who were given the scripture.
say the whole verse. Which surah is this? I don't even know
929.
where you got this. What's 929 is? I would love to, I would love
At-Tawbah.
you to tell me. Okay,
That
Surah
can I
At-Tawbah.
jump in there?
Okay.
Wait, hold on,
So
hold on, hold on.
first of
Actually,
all,
What'd you
that
say?
passage doesn't refer to Jews, though.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
from what you say, nothing
The
says
Jews do
Jews in
believe
there.
in Allah.
Yes, it
No-
does. No,
nothing
it's
says Jews
no.
in there.
Look, it says right here. Look, the Jews.
Where? Show me the word
Jews.
Jews.
Right
No,
here.
no, no, no.
Right here. You don't see it?
This is a translation. Translation could be
This is
wrong.
not a
Read it in the
translation. It's
original
not.
text.
Look at the Arabic right
It's-
here. Arabic. Look at Arabic. And said the Jews. El Yahud. Yeah, is that
what?
not
And
Jews?
what else? What
Is
else?
that not Jews?
And what else? And what else?
So it doesn't
What's
say
follows that in
Jews or it
Arabic?
does say Jews?
No, hold on. What? And
What's
what's
the-
the?
read the
What's,
whole
what's
thing.
the? Read the whole thing.
What does it say?
What,
It says,
what's the word
and the
next to it?
Jews, and the Jews,
And
Uzair, son
and what?
of Allah.
You didn't say kill Jews. That's a lie, bro.
It
Stop
says,
spreading hate,
fight
No room
those,
for the- no-
fight those people of the book.
bro. No,
okay, then it
no
says fight
room
people. Go,
for
go,
no
that's-
room for hate. No
Fight-
room for hate or
Fight.
spreading hate.
What
bro.
then? What does this mean? What does this mean right here?
Oh, fight
You
people
tell
of the
me.
book
You
that
tell
do
me what
not
that means.
fully
You
believe.
tell
It
me,
means
since
it
you
means
know.
to fight the Christians and the Jews.
Nah, man, that's a freaking lie.
How?
If there's stupid, how? You tell me how. I told you no room for hate in the deen, man.
Then what does fight those who do not believe in Allah mean?
No, Allah, man. Allah says in the Quran, I guide whom I want. So you don't have authority to guide whoever. No
He says-
Muslim, no Christian, nobody have
So this verse,
authority
okay. So
to
this verse
force
is so
anybody.
this. Okay, so tell me this. So do you condemn this?
No, there's nothing to condemn in the Quran. Quran, there's no doubt about that book, bro. I don't know where you get this from, but this
So
is
you do want to fight
typically is not
against.
the Quran we know.
So you do want to fight against those who do not believe in Allah.
What's the contents? The only yesterday I was with a Christian friend, he's a very beautiful friend of mine, and we were talking about the most controversial verse in the Quran, and where the Quran is saying, "Fight the disbelievers and things." I don't speak English. I don't even know what the word was. But when I pulled the verse on Chat GPT, I gave it to her. She read it. She was like, "Oh man, these are bad people. Everyone should fight them." And she's Christian. I'm like, "Really?" So I thought it was like, yeah, it's something crazy about it, bro. I emphasize there's no room for hate in anybody's
Yeah,
heart
but
who
Tonya,
believes in God.
Tonya, but that's what you're making up.
I'm not making up shit, bro. That's how I live personally. That's how I live.
Quran, I'm reading it. It says fight those who do not believe in Allah, and you're saying that's not
you're
true.
You're not reading the Quran, bro. You're not reading the Quran.
Then what am I reading then?
I don't know. You pulling it up from your own. I don't know.
So this is not Quran. What's on the screen? This is not Quran.
Nile is just a river in Egypt.
Whoever wants to pull something negative from anything, he can pull it up. If I want to go to Judaism and I want to see something negative, I will see, oh, they see every black as a goyim, or they hate Jesus Christ, or they hate such and such. Or if I want to see something negative in the Christianity, I will go say, oh, they hate the Jews.
Should we read?
See,
Should we read
Brilliant
this?
imagination.
everybody who
We
want
don't
to
hate.
see the negativity, it
Should
will
we
say.
read? Should we read the tafsir?
Hold on. If I want to see the negativity, I will say, okay, the Jews hate the Christian. They spit on the Christians.
So-
they hate Christian. They say Mother Mary, she's a bad person.
So
If I
should
wanna
we
see
read?
something
Okay, so
negative-
should we read the tafsir then? Should we read the tafsir?
the tafsir, man, bro. One thing I want you to be spreading is love.
Brother,
There's
but
a
if you
bunch of
if you're
assholes.
saying that I have the
There's-
wrong, if you're saying that I have the
There's
wrong,
a bunch of dumb Muslim in the
if
world.
you're
I
saying
agree
that I
with
have
you.
the wrong
on.
understanding, then maybe the scholars
I
could
don't know.
explain
I don't
it.
know where you get this from, bro. I'm still learning too. Teach me something new.
Okay, let's read the tafsir then. Let's read the tafsir. All right. So it says here in what's that loud noise? Can you mute yourself real quick?
Oh man, I'm at work. Let me shut down the mic for a minute.
Yeah, just mute yourself for a second. So this is the scholars explaining what this means. The order to fight the people of the scripture until they give the jizya. So fight against those who do not believe in Allah nor the last day, nor forbid which has been forbidden by Allah and his messenger, and those who do not acknowledge the religion of truth among the people of the scripture until they pay the jizya with willing submission and feel themselves subdued. So he's explaining, therefore, when people of the scripture disbelieved in Muhammad, They had no beneficial faith in any messenger or what the messengers brought. Rather, they followed their religions because this conformed with their ideas, lust, and the ways of their forefathers, not because they are Allah's law and religion. Had they been true believers in their religion, that faith would have directed them to believe in Muhammad, because all the prophets gave the good news of Muhammad. Yet, when he was sent, they disbelieved in him. Therefore, do not follow the religion of the earlier prophets, because these religions came from Allah, but because whatever. Okay. Then he says, fight against those who believe in not in Allah, nor in the last day, nor forbid from the people of the scripture. This honorable ayah was revealed to order to fight the people of the book after the pagans were defeated.
Now you're talking. You see, there's no hate. There's no kill Jews. There is no kill Christian. There is no whatever. Stop. These things are not good. You know, this kill Jews, kill Christian. It's a fake. In Islam, and what I learned in the Quran, the only two person who are Muslim is allowed to marry are the Jews and the Christian.
Brother. He said,
come
he
on.
said this honorable ayah was revealed with the order to fight the people of the book. What the hell are you talking about?
I don't know. People of the book. It say pagan. I say fight the people of the book after
Hold
the
on for a
pagan were
second. I'm
defeated.
sorry.
Who are the people of the book?
In the Quran, the people of the Kitab is the Jews.
The Christians and the Jews. Yeah, I know.
Exactly.
He
So
knows that.
it's also saying in your Quran, if you don't understand something in your book, ask the people of the Kitab, is the Christian and the Jews.
Hold on. Let's see Jay. Jay said that I don't know how to read. Let's see what Jay got to say.
I hope, and I really wish that it wasn't saying there. But
Jay,
you know,
come up and stop typing in the comment section. Come up, Jay, and show me what I don't know how to read. Jay must have Jewish internet or something. I don't know what's going on. Jay, what's going on? Why aren't you loading up yet? He dropped himself. Jay, request back up, Jay.
All I know is misinterpretation is real. People
I just read the tafsir, Tanya.
Man, that tafsir from who?
From Ibn Kathir. Ibn Kathir.
Who is
He's
Ibn
your
Kathir? I don't even know that guy.
He's your most
No, man.
famous. He's your most famous tafsir writer.
Hold on, brother. He's one of the most famous. I don't even know him.
He's one of the most famous, but you don't know him. So what kind of Muslim are you?
I mean, I'm a lover Muslim, bro.
How do you know? How do you wait? How do you not know him? But you know he's one of the most famous. How does that work?
Because I know there are some famous tafsirs. I mean, but he's not the only one who.
All right, let's read another one. Let's read another one. All right, let's read another one. Let's read another one. Okay, so this has Ibn Kathir. This has. What about
I don't even know who that Ibn Kathir is.
What about this one? Mushrik of Makkah.
I mean, don't read me no Quran
No, what does this say?
who consider a black person as a slave, bro. I don't fuck with those stuff.
Okay, what about Marif al-Quran? Is that a good one?
I don't even know those. I read it from the heart.
What about Tazkirul Quran?
Who's those guys? You name it. Read the
Bro,
Quran only.
so what tafsir? Okay, you tell me what tafsir you know of.
I mean,
that.
I would love you to open the Quran itself and
We just read it.
No, you went to tafsir, bro. You went to a tafsir.
Oh my God.
And read the name of the guy who fasted it himself and his idea and his way of understanding it. Don't put no blame on Quran. Quran didn't teach or spread nothing but love, bro. If you live by the rules of Quran.
Shut your lying ass up.
Where and when has that manifested?
Such a
Where
damn
have
liar,
Muslims lived in
dude.
peace?
Such a damn liar. He's like, oh, show me in the Quran. Okay, no, that's not how you interpret it. Okay, let me see the tafsir. Oh, I don't believe that tafsir. Okay, show me the nas. I don't believe that tafsir either. What the hell are you talking about? Jay, where are you at, Jay? I'm waiting on you to come up. You said I don't know what I'm reading, so come up. Bro, these guys just lied their ass off, dude. How much more clear does it have to be when the verse says, fight those who do not believe in Allah? What, how could you possibly not understand that?
It's not only that, but it's also how it manifests in reality. I mean,
It's actually happening.
Yeah, if it said horrible things and nobody was doing it, if Muslims were living in peace all over the world,
That'd be one
then
thing.
you'd say
And
fair enough.
86% of terrorism globally wasn't by a Muslim. I would believe him.
I had a
But
guy
I've
earlier.
been terrorized.
I had
years.
I had a guy earlier that came up and asked me to Google how many conflicts are there in the world globally, and how many of them are like have a Muslim influence. And it literally said there was like 160 something like current conflicts going on around the world, and it said more than half have a Muslim like underlying factor.
Yeah, I know.
So it's like,
I was sitting on a bus on my way to piano lesson. I was maybe 8 years old. A guy came on the bus and I was shaking like a leaf. I was so scared that he's going to blow himself up on a bus. That's the trauma from years of hearing this blow himself just in order to be shaheed and that blow herself.
yeah,
It's very sad.
it's not the latest one I heard is it's not Islamophobia, it's Islamotrauma.
It is.
Drama. Nice.
It's so freaking smart. It is. Yeah.
I got Islamotrauma, bro. When I go anywhere, if I see somebody with the scarves and with any, I'm already like, damn, bro, get me out of here. I gotta go somewhere else.
Scary, right?
Mm-hmm.
I feel the same. And now I'm in Manhattan and I see those liberal that, for the age group or for Hizbi in Lebanon. And I'm like, those girls have no clue what they're cheering. Like, they will be slaughtered. They will be raped. They will be in jail just for looking the way they look. It's insane what's going on in here.
There's a list.
It's really insane.
I've been following a bunch of Iranian people on Instagram, and they're posting right now how many children the IRGC is unaliving because of something they said or some protests or whatever.
I don't know if you heard about it, but gay in Gaza used to be thrown out of the roof, just like that. Like you gay, they would throw you off the roof. It's so scary. Think about it. God forbid, and no court or anyone that's going to fight for you. Even if they think that you are gay, that's it. They're throwing you off the roof and that's it, done. It's really scary. It's very scary.
Yep. I don't know how people keep falling for Islam, to be honest with you. I don't see the appeal in it. I don't see what it is. What is it?
So I also
about religion. I believe the same thing about all religion. I don't get the benefit of all religion.
Alfie, I really worry about you.
Yeah, but like for example,
Dude.
for me, I could see the appeal in Christianity. It's a religion that basically tells you to be peaceful and not to focus
It's
too
so
much.
beautiful.
Yeah, not to focus too much on the problems on this earth, and that you need to
It's so beautiful.
be a good
So
person.
beautiful.
Yeah, no, but you can say the same thing about. So that guy was a perfect example, the one that you just dropped. So he is a Muslim who was raised, but he might be unaware of all of those passages because he's never been taught them because he's within a Muslim community that only teaches the good things. I mean, there are lots of weird things. One of my favorite passages in the Old Testament is Deuteronomy 25:11.
What is it? Can you tell us?
Is that the one where it
I
says
wish I could memorize it.
is that the one that says to unalive the false prophet?
No, it's the one that says if two men are fighting and the wife of one comes over and grabs the genitals of the other one,
Yeah, to
then you should
unalive
cut
it.
off her hand.
But hold on, Alfie. Let me ask you. There is, I'm giving you now statistic. That's fact. 86% of terrorism globally is by Muslims.
That's not what I'm talking about.
Hold on 1 second. Little girls marrying older men, they're following their prophets. Now, 2024, 800 little girls died from internal bleeding by marrying older men because their prophet Mary is 6 years old. Now, they said in their scriptures, you allowed to beat your wife. The wife have half brain, and we see it. They get tortured, they get abused by their men. There is taqiyya in their Quran. What does mean taqiyya? Taqiyya is you can lie. You can lie, and your holy scriptures backing you up. So when you look, let's say now somebody get in a room, yell Baruch Hashem or praise the Lord. You're not going to leave. You're going to say, oh, that's a good people. You know, they believe. When they're going to yell Allahu Akbar, I'm telling you, in 1 second, you're out of there.
Yeah. But that doesn't mean so my little saying that I always say is a good Muslim is a bad Muslim.
No, I'm not saying it.
No, I'm saying that. And
Oh, okay, you can
but
say
the same,
it. I
but
mean,
the same thing goes
I'm not
with
saying
Judaism.
it, but I'm saying that it's really upsetting me to see 1.8 billion that didn't come up with any invention, not even one.
Let me hear it. Let me see what Efrati got to say.
Yeah, I wanted to correct the gentleman. A good Muslim is a lifeless one.
A good Muslim is a bad Muslim.
No,
A good Muslim is somebody that doesn't follow what it says in the Quran.
A good Muslim is a lifeless one. Somebody who's 6 feet below. Yes. Because I think,
That's a bit
I've had enough of reasoning with these people. They always join the life and then they ask, what is a child? What is a child? Can you imagine somebody asking you what a child is in 2026?
Yep.
So that's why I think, I've had enough reasoning with these people because, they're okay. They're all predators at the end of the day.
Yeah, I
Being
just
a
can't tell.
predator,
I just can't tell if they're actually evil or if they just have like cognitive dissonance and they just have to defend what the book says and they don't know how to do it. They don't know
But you see, that's the difference is the Old Testament, the Torah, has a lot of really gross stuff in there. But over the centuries, all living Jews are basically like, we're just going to ignore that bit or we're going to explain it away. We'll put it in
But do
the
you think?
Talmud.
But Alfie, do you think it's actually the same? I think.
Well, Christianity and Judaism have been through reformations. That's the difference.
Right. But like they actually have within their doctrine that they cannot reform. That's considered like bid'ah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I agree as ex-Muslim. This is the
But
problem.
but they are. I mean,
Why did you bring Alfie the Talmud? The Talmud is rabbi discussion. It's not.
that's what I'm saying is they
It's
use
20
that to
rabbis
explain
sitting
away.
down and taking every sentence and debate on it.
Yes. So
So we're
that's the point.
following the Torah. What's
No,
in
if
the
you follow
Torah?
the Torah,
1 second.
if you-
What's in the Torah?
Okay, but the reason, Alfie, the state of the Jews right now, right, is they're waiting for their Messiah, right?
yes.
So they can't even practice their temple rituals right now. So it's like their whole thing is kind of on pause.
Yes, except that if you were being a good Jew, you'd put gay people to death. You'd put people
No,
that break
no.
the Sabbath to death.
Seriously, in Tel Aviv,
But
No, I'm
Alfie,
saying-
we celebrate them.
Alfie, but what
If you were
I'm no, I get what
if
you're
you're a
saying. I
biblical
get what
Jew-
you're saying, Alfie. But again, if you were a good Jew, you would just build your temple and do your sacrifices for your forgiveness of sins. But they're not doing that.
Yes.
Why not?
Because they've been through a reformation and they realize
Okay, so
that there's
in other
embarrassing
words,
and bad bits in it.
so in other words, the Jewish religion as a whole, they've put their stuff on pause right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The
So
good Jews are the bad Jews.
okay, so my question is, no, Alfie, but you don't have a good Jew then. There is no good Jews.
No, all good Jews are bad Jews because none of us do the nasty stuff that is in
I
the book.
understand that, but do you think that it's just a coincidence that all Jews have just come to this agreement that they're not going to follow their temple rules?
Yes, that's exactly what happened.
That's a coincidence.
No, it's not a coincidence.
Then what is it?
It's the Reformation. Rabbis over the millennia have all gone, we
Okay.
really don't.
So
really
why
don't
is
wanna
it that?
get
So why is it
bothering
that
black
Christians? Why is it that Christians have gone through Reformation, Jews have gone through Reformation, but Muslims have not gone through Reformation? That's what I'm trying to get at.
because not doing it has worked for them. So not reforming by being violent and conquistadors who go around converting everyone by the sword to their religion has
Or-
worked for them.
Or it could also be that the paradigm they've set up where Muhammad is the final messenger, that means to them there is nothing new to learn after Muhammad.
Well, that's the same with Jews. With Talmud, Talmud is the
No, no, it
Torah- the
isn't.
Torah-
That's what I'm trying to get you to understand is that Jews are waiting on something else to come. Muslims aren't.
No, the
Alfie,
Jews are
you
waiting on
really
the
a Jew?
The Jews are waiting on the Messiah.
Is
but
really
they're
a Jew?
Don't question me.
I'm asking
Jew-
you, you Jew?
Of
You
course
really
I
a
am.
Jew?
I was born and raised Jewish. I had Pesach last night. Had the Seder at the table. I've just finished a matzah with charoset for my breakfast.
What's the reason that you celebrated Passover if you don't believe in God?
Tradition and history and culture.
What do you mean tradition and history? That's what God did in Yetziat Mitzrayim. Why you celebrate it if you don't believe there is God?
Because that's what my culture and my history and my people have done for thousands of years.
But this is what our Torah is ordering us to do, to celebrate the story of Passover.
But I
So
don't do
if
it
you don't
because
believe
the
in
Torah
God
says-
and you don't believe in the Torah, how come
I
you're
don't-
celebrating it? That's very
Because
crazy
I
to me.
don't celebrate it because the Torah tells me to. I celebrate it because it's my tradition. Just because I like it.
Dude, listen, I've been raised by two doctors. They told me
So have I.
there is facts, and there is feeling. Okay, those are two different things. There is God, and this is the Torah is our book, instruction to life. So if you following
me
the
it isn't.
Torah,
Not
you
to me it
following
isn't.
what God gave it to us.
I don't follow,
So
and I
if
don't
you are
believe
a
that God
Jew that's celebrating Passover, Passover is coming from the Torah, from the
I know where it
beautiful,
comes.
magical stories that God did for the Jewish people.
That's right, and
So
the story.
for me to say that it's tradition, that's kind of weird. But I don't understand the way you think, but that's okay. That's you.
I'm sorry you
Did you
don't
do the prayer,
understand it.
Dago? Did you do the prayers and everything?
Of course, you have to read the
Yeah, of course.
Haggadah.
You did the
So I
prayers
don't
out of
understand.
tradition too?
Yes,
Yes.
that's not a tradition. That's to believe in God.
That's interesting. Let's see. We got another Muslim up coming up. P.S. Malik.
Not only that,
yo.
I'll tell you what's a weirder one? We
What's
do
up,
Oh,
everybody?
Malik.
prayer. We do
Hold on. What's up, P.S.?
What's up, man?
What's going on?
P.S. What's that?
I don't know. That's your name, right? P.S. Malik.
P.S. Malik? Where do you see P.S.? Where does it say that?
Literally at the front of your name, it says P.S. Malik.
It's the Palestinian flag, so I don't know how you're seeing P.S.
Oh, it's not coming up as that on my screen. It's saying P.S. I don't know. Maybe that's.
So what's going on? Or Are
It's obviously just the code for the Palestinian
are you pro Israel, host?
Yeah,
Oh, you are. Why is
yeah,
that?
because of the Quran.
Because of the Quran.
Hmm.
Okay, so what does the Quran have to do with being pro-Israel?
The Quran says to fight the Christians and the Jews. So my argument is that the Christians and the Jews are coming together to fight you back.
Um, in my experience, it's like like the total opposite of that, right? As a Palestinian Christian
I know,
who
but
has a ton of
Muslims always say that. So let's not talk about that. Let's just talk about, does the Quran say to fight us? Before Palestine, before America, before colonialism, before anything.
well, I don't know. I'm not a Muslim, so I'll let Muslims talk for their own religion.
But you're
I'm not here
Palestinian?
to defend. Yeah, I'm not here to defend Muslims, but I will defend Palestinian Muslims. We can talk about Palestinian Muslims if you want.
So you're not Muslim, but you're not Palestinian either.
No, I am Palestinian. I'm Palestinian Christian.
Palestinian Christian. Do you know why is it all of a sudden, yesterday I got a Palestinian Christian and today and then before this I've never got a Palestinian Christian before. What's happening?
Well, I've never seen your live before, honestly. This is the first time I came across you.
Okay. So you lived in Palestine?
No, I'm born and raised Canadian.
Canadian, okay. But your family's whatever. Anyway, so you agree with the Palestinian movement, basically.
With the Palestinian movement, yeah. So liberation of my people. Yep.
Okay. So would I be wrong in saying that the land that is being disputed is considered holy land to both sides?
To who both sides?
Most Palestinians and most Jews?
I wouldn't say most Jews, but yeah, I would say it is definitely a holy land to all Palestinians.
We have a Jew
Not
here.
most Jews, because most Jews are not. Would you agree that most Jews are not religious?
They may be, yeah, they could be, a little bit light on religion, just like all of us, just like most Christians. But
I'd agree.
It doesn't matter
So-
if you're following the Torah
Okay,
or not
hold on.
following
Yeah,
the
hold on,
Torah.
hold on, guys.
Judaism
Let me talk to the
originated in
host because
Judea.
I've never actually
Hold on, guys.
spoken to.
Hold on, guys.
I
Hold
never.
on. But that wouldn't take away from the fact that they still, recognize the history, right, of it.
They recognize the history of the
Like
religion, Judaism.
The religion and the temple.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah.
Okay. So who's right? Is it a Muslim site or is it a Jewish site?
Well, it's not a Muslim site or a Jewish site. It's neither.
Okay, but that would be from your perspective, right? I don't
No,
think
no. That's not a. So
that's like
countries,
that's like a fringe
Well-
opinion. I don't think
No,
Muslims
no.
would say that.
So let's here. I'll let me explain. Right. So let's say tomorrow, Saudi Arabia, like all the people of Saudi Arabia, just decided to be like, we're not Muslim anymore. Okay, let's just go with me for a second. Let's say Saudi Arabia just wanted to become, all of them became atheists. Let's pretend that for a second. Would that mean that all people that live in, like all people that are citizens of Saudi Arabia or like actually from Saudi Arabian descent would no longer have control, or like they're no longer entitled to Saudi Arabia?
No.
Because they're not Muslims. Now we
No.
should give it to the Pakistanis because the Pakistanis are Muslims.
No, but what's your point?
Well, that's what you're saying.
He doesn't even believe
That's
in
not
what
that's
he's
not
saying.
that's not
If
what
the
I'm
right to a religion.
That's not
right?
what I'm saying. No.
Let me
no.
just.
No, I
let me just
heard you.
elaborate my point.
I already heard your point. I got
Okay.
it. I'm not retarded. So my point is that was their initial motive. Now, did they go and fight a war to get it? Yeah, that happened also. So either way, whether you want to put it,
whose initial motive was that?
the Jews.
Which Jews?
All of them.
Okay.
Hold on.
Okay, so wait. Initial motive. What are you talking about here? Are you talking about like when Israel was established, like in
Before that.
19 like when?
Oh my God. Who's reporting my lives? Now I gotta start over. Okay. You gonna come back, Malik?
Yeah, I'll come back.
I'm gonna just drop in and start over.
Okay, let me hold on. All right, go ahead. Restart.
All right. Follow me if you can.
Okay.
All right. I'll give you a second. We'll be back in 2 seconds, guys. I don't know who's reporting my life. Apparently, I'm talking hateful speech.
Don't go.
Bing bong. Oh. Dog, I need to get. People be hating. That's what it is, Alfie. It's your fault, man. It's all that atheism. We're anti-atheists in here. I'm really trying to think of what it was. I don't remember saying anything. Sometimes I have a slip of the tongue, but I don't think I said anything crazy. Jay, come up, Jay. You're another one I wanted to talk to.
Wait, yo, what's up?
What's up, Jay?
What's the thing on the bottom? You want Israel and America to be teammates?
Yeah,
Are you Jewish?
they are teammates. No, I'm not Jewish. I'm Latino.
Okay, like, do you like Israel?
Mm-hmm.
What if I told you that I'm Jewish and I could become Israeli in like in no time, and I could steal a Palestinian's house?
You can't do that.
Yeah, I can, and a Palestinian couldn't do anything about it.
That's not true.
No, it is. It is.
I've looked
Like,
into that.
I'm
already.
Jewish, bro. Who are you?
No, I've already looked into all this. That's a lie.
Okay, tell me how it happens, because like there's insane.
You
I
want me
mean,
to-
dude. First of all, you know
to
what
make your
recently
argument
passed in
for-
Israel?
Me to make your argument.
You know
for
what recently passed in Israel, bro?
Um,
You can hang people of a specific ethnicity, dude. Are you Latino? You're a
Jay,
minority?
Jay,
Are you a
Jay,
minority in
Jay,
America?
okay. Now you're just rage baiting.
Imagine if we could just hang
Jay,
specific
calm down.
ethnicity, bro.
Okay, Jay, relax. Okay.
But like, imagine,
No,
dude.
that's not what just passed. What just passed was
Like, what if we
if
just
they
hung-
find. Okay, now I'm dropping you.
Yeah.
What just passed is if they find a Palestinian guilty of T acts of unaliving people, then they get unalived. No problem. Anyway, Malik's back. What's up, Malik? I forgot where we left off.
Oh, sorry. What you just said to him about if they find that they did T acts, right? These are alleged T acts, right? So, like for example, a kid throwing a stone.
Malik, please stop it, bro. Just cut it out, bro. Please. Let's get back to what we were talking
Okay,
about. This is ridiculous.
Well, we will get. But now I'm a little intrigued.
Because now
No,
we're
not
gonna
about
go.
that. Yeah.
No, because I'm not about to sit here and entertain. If you want to put it that way, then every law is illegal because every law is alleged. Every law is an alleged crime that somebody commits. Obviously, if you don't trust or believe the government, if you don't trust or believe the government, that's a whole nother discussion. Let's just please, as from face value, it's just a law that says if you're committing a T act on unaliving people, you're gonna get unalived. I don't see any issue with that.
Okay,
It's
well,
just-
I just was curious about you. So you're of Hispanic descent, but you're Jewish.
I'm not Jewish. I'm American,
Oh,
so
I-
I support my country being in allegiance with
But
Israel.
but you're not like Jewish by like ethnicity.
Nothing.
You don't have any Jewish people in your family or anything like that.
No.
Okay. Okay. So I misheard you. Okay. So you
No,
what
the lady
background?
that was here was Jew. Actually, the two people that were here with you, they were both Jewish.
Okay. So what's your background? Like where are your grandparents from?
We're Latinos, bro. What do you mean?
Yeah, the Latinos from where? Like de donde?
Oh.
The Dominican.
Why do you want to get into all that?
No, I'm just curious. Like what your motivation? Like I don't know if this is coming from like a place of you don't know much about what's going on,
So to give you an idea, my views
Yeah.
my views don't even come from anything Latino. My views only come from being an American. And unfortunately, my experience with Muslims on this app, basically.
Okay,
And then reading the Quran, obviously. But go ahead.
okay. Well, let's go for a second and let's say all Muslims are bad, right? Like let's just go with that.
Which I don't believe at all. So let's.
Well, I'm just saying, like, but how is that relevant to like just to put it this way, like if you're basing your thoughts on Palestine, Israel.
I misspoke. So when I said my experience with Muslims on this app, I meant what they taught me about the Quran, not necessarily how they are.
Yeah, no, okay, so even that, right? So if you're basing your views on Palestine, on who's right and who's wrong, based off of the Quran or based off of what Muslims in general think, then
Yeah, but I
you
think
don't really
that's
have much of a.
It's not
like,
what I
it's not a
base.
good place to come from, right?
It's not what I'm basing it on. It's just the beginning of the argument.
So what is it based on? Like, what is your understanding so far of this? Or let me put it this way: what are your main sources for understanding the history of Palestine, Israel, all this stuff?
The Quran.
No. I'm saying like historic, like Palestine, Israel, like modern day. Palestinians, 1948, the Nakba, all this stuff. Like, are you familiar with this stuff?
1948, in terms of history, was like last week. I'm not gonna start last week. We gotta go to where this all started.
Okay, so where do you think this all started?
From Muslims wanting to erase everyone's history, not just Jews, Christians, everyone's.
Okay, so and when was that? Like what time period are we talking about?
Since Muhammad supposedly revealed the Quran, where in the Quran it basically says everyone's wrong, everyone's lying, except for us, and anything you ever thought happened actually didn't happen.
Okay, so your base is okay.
Because that attitude is now the same attitude that you see today from Muslims. They all say Christians are nothing in Christianity actually happened, nothing in Judaism actually happened. We're all lying, we're all wrong. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Well,
I think that
that
attitude turned into what we're seeing today with Israel Palestine.
Right, but like every person who has a religion, right, believes that all other religions are wrong.
No,
right?
Not in that sense. So a Buddhist, for example, would believe that a Christian could be wrong, but they don't deny the history. They just deny the interpretation of the events. Yeah, so they might say, they might look at what happened to Jesus and they'll say, yeah, Jesus was a Buddhist. Okay, cool. But they don't deny that Jesus was crucified or that, you know what I'm saying? That's the big difference.
Well, I mean, okay.
Then they don't try to like insert themselves in the same narrative by saying, "Oh, actually, all your prophets were actually Muslim." You get what I'm saying?
Okay, so well, I mean, there are like let's take Mormons for example, right? They also believe that they're correct about things and that we got it wrong, like us Christians got it wrong. Like essentially. To Christians, you can basically see Muslims as like a heretical sect, technically, right? They're basically, they believe in Jesus, They just blaspheme in the sense that they don't believe he's God, right?
It doesn't work from our point because Muslims are the ones who inserted themselves into our narrative. So yeah, we could have an opinion about Muslims because they're trying to insert themselves in our narrative. They're taking our prophets. So we can have an opinion about that. It doesn't work the other way around.
So in our perspective as Christian, are you a Christian?
I'm not a Christian, but I'm speaking right now from, let's say, that the Jewish and Christian paradigm, let's say.
Okay, so so in our perspective, Jewish prophets, or like what they would think is Jewish prophets, they're Hebrew prophets, but we still see them as Christian. So they're following God, they're following Christ.
From a Muslim perspective?
No, from a Christian perspective. They're Hebrew by ethnicity, but by religion, they're following Christ because they follow God.
Like who? Like Abraham or something? You saying Abraham was a Christian?
All the prophets that follow God.
So your argument right now is
following Christ.
So Abraham was a Christian. That's what you're trying to get at.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, see, this is exactly
from a Christian perspective. Yes.
No, this is exactly the gross misrepresentation that I'm referring. This is literally the type of argument.
Okay, but you're not
have.
a Christian though. I understand what you're saying,
that,
but you're not a Christian. Right?
But what I'm trying to, so the connection that I make is that America is largely made up of Christians, and that's why they have aligned themselves with Jews. And what I'm simply saying is, if Muslims have this history of putting enmity between themselves and the Jews and the Christians, then they shouldn't be surprised when those two groups line up against them.
I don't think we should be putting enmity between anyone. As a Christian, I don't believe in that.
You're right. We shouldn't do that. But unfortunately, Muhammad literally says in the Quran to fight the Christians and the Jews.
Right, but if I go based off of this, right? Like, let's say I just go along with what you're saying. If I go based off of that, I would have so much more enmity towards Jews because Jews in their teachings blaspheme Christ. They say that he's a bastard. They call his mother they say a lot of blasphemous stuff, right?
None of that is an actual problem because Jews are simply saying how they feel about Jesus in regards to their own beliefs. They're not saying go fight the Christians.
No, they say worse than that, brother. Like, if we're going, this is not to paint all Jews or whatever, right? I'm not going down that road. What I'm trying to say, if we're going by these standards, right, it's actually Jews that pose a greater threat because it literally tells you to lie to the goy, to cheat and steal and all these crazy, like, have you read the Talmud? Like, do you know any of these things?
Yes, I've read it. And the things that, from what I've seen, every verse that everyone has ever tried to show me about the Talmud has been a misunderstanding, a misconception.
Brother, how can you misunderstand on the live all goyim? Like, it's literally,
can you show me
and
that?
I'm not telling you what
I'm saying. I'm not. Can you show me that?
Yeah, so I can pull it up. Hold on. But okay, hold on. You really want to break it down right now?
I do. But I also want to point out. I just to get to your point. I do understand that, like, because I've seen the videos of like Jews spitting on Christians and stuff like that. I do understand there's a large majority of them, a large portion of them, or maybe I don't know if it's large or small, but I wouldn't be surprised if Jews hated Christians. Okay. But where I'm currently at is that I see Islam as the bigger threat. So I'm currently just picking my side as the Jews right now, and we'll deal with the other problems later.
So here's the thing. Like, I do want to have this conversation with you about like who's the bigger threat or whatever, but I just don't think I think we can talk about something way more constructive with our time. Like, this is the first time I had a conversation with you.
Like what? What will be more constructive?
What's more constructive is like the relevance to Palestine in particular, right? Because like, I'm not here to defend Muslims. I don't really, like, that's not my like I really don't have any interest in doing that.
Okay,
Like,
let's
it's not.
let
I'm
me
not
give
here
let
to
me give
defend
let,
all
let me
Muslims. Right?
okay, let
Like,
me give you
this
okay,
is
let's think about it this way then. Let's talk about just from a human perspective. It basically comes down to an immigration problem, right?
no, it's a lot more than that. But so like this is what I was trying to tell you.
I mean,
So
but
like
I'm trying
before
to
you
strip
dropped
away. I'm trying to strip away all the
the
fluff, like
fluff.
you're calling it. Yeah.
Yeah,
So if we
but
break it
honestly,
down,
when
it's
you're
an immigration problem.
but you added the religious aspect, and when you
And
when you
now I'm
remove
taking
the
that away for you for
okay, so if we take that away, if we take that away, what we have is a clear cut case of colonialism. That's literally what it is.
Okay, but colonialism is a hop, skip, and a jump after a big migration problem.
No. Like, are you talking about? Were you referring to like just Jews in general, or migration problem? Where? Like, what are you talking about? Can you
So
elaborate?
this all started because Jews started to migrate to Palestine,
Because
and it, and
Jews
it,
started to migrate to Palestine. Okay. Okay.
and as that was happening, the people who were there didn't like it, and then they fought, and then one side lost.
That's not exactly
Brother,
okay.
why do I feel like I'm literally trying to give you the most basic? Like, you told me not to talk about religion, so I'm trying to bring it to whatever it is that you probably want to talk about.
So I am trying to make it easier to understand. It's a clear cut case of colonialism because I'll explain it like this, right? So before you dropped, you were saying that most Jews would consider Palestine, like, I mean, whatever the place that they call the Holy Land, right, as holy. And I told you no, because most Jews are actually not religious, right?
Malik,
and
Malik,
you
let's
said,
listen to what I'm saying, Malik. Listen to what I'm saying, because I'm if that's where you're going with it, I'm not interested in this conversation at all. Like, at all.
What would you what
because
part did you want,
if you're gonna try to make me somehow have this weird discussion about the varying degrees to which people, I already told you, regardless if they're practicing Jews or not, they all believe that their temple was on that land.
okay. So I understand. Like, a lot of people can have a lot of beliefs about different things, right?
Okay, so the question is now, are they right or are they wrong?
So they're wrong in the sense that ethnically they do not.
Okay.
Right?
Now,
religiously they have some sort of connection.
Now when you say ethnically they do not, this is what you're saying. Because they got kicked out of their land at some point by the Romans, by the Byzantines, by whoever, all the millions of groups of people that took over that country, because the Jews had to scatter and then obviously have kids with other people, and now their bloodline has somehow, been watered down. Now you're saying, okay, so now forget your history because you had sex with other people. That's where you're at?
No. What I'm saying is that looking at modern genetic
yes, and
studies,
which is exactly what I'm saying to you, because they started mixing with other cultures.
So can I finish my point? Let me just finish this. Looking at modern genetic DNA studies,
I just want to know how what you're about to say is not what I literally just said. I just said the DNA that you're talking about comes from the fact that they intermingled with other cultures.
No, not to the point where they are literally another race of people. Are you understanding this point? So this is the belief of Zionists. It's a delusion. It's kind of like you're trying to, all
right, let me make it even easier. Let me make it even easier for you. The fact that you think that the religion calls for a specific bloodline for you to be considered a Jew is already wrong to begin with. How about that?
Okay, so I don't understand what you're trying to get at with that point.
The Jewish religion, to begin with, before you ever were born, before Muhammad was born, before anything, before America, The religion was already established that if you can convert to be a Jew. Now what?
You can convert to be a Jew,
Yes.
right? That's
Yes.
what you're saying?
Absolutely.
Okay. And so how does that give you a right to
Oh,
Palestine? That doesn't follow really.
Okay. There's a holy land who people believe is the central figure in their religion. Those people are called Jews. Judaism is a religion you can convert into,
Okay.
just like Islam,
Okay.
right? Just like how in Mecca, nobody's allowed to go there.
I agree. I agree.
No,
yeah, you're
no,
right.
nobody's allowed to go there, even if they're Arabic, if they're not a Muslim. But
So,
all of a
so
sudden,
you're saying a religion. So you're saying a religion gives you a right to a land?
I didn't say that. What I'm saying is that in the case of Israel, this is the rules that they've set up for the land that they have.
Well,
which they
yeah,
have-
of course. They set those rules because they're Zionists. That's what they believe. Yeah.
Because they're Jews.
Okay, this is what I'm trying to tell you. It's because they're Zionists. They have this belief about themselves that they have an entitlement to the land based off of either A, their ethnicity as Jews, or B, their religion as Jews.
Malik, I really want you to understand something, okay? The Jews can do whatever they want with their land. It's their land.
Well, no, but that's what I'm trying to tell you. It's not their land as Jews. That doesn't give you a right
Okay.
to a land
Malik,
based off
Malik,
of your
Malik,
ethnicity
Malik,
or religion. This
me
is
and
what I'm
you,
saying.
me and you both know that nothing gives you a right to a land. What gives you a
Okay,
land?
so then where are you getting this?
No. Where are you getting it? Like, because you're saying that doesn't give you a right. Then what does? You think lineage gives you a
I'm
right?
asking you what
No.
gives you what gives
I'm
you a right
asking
to a
you
land?
now. I'm asking you. Do you think lineage gives you a right to a land?
Yeah, it
So
does.
so America is illegitimate.
America is illegitimate. Yeah, it's
Okay,
on
so
stolen
then
land.
That's
Yep.
why I think you're
Okay.
a terrorist. Anything else?
Okay. Okay, so that's it. That's all you got. You're
I
telling
guess
me that America
that's where-
was not a colonial state.
That's where we land. If that's your position, that only the
Yeah, but-
original people have right to the land, then that means not even the Palestinians do, because they were the Canaanites before everybody. So now what?
We are descendants of the Canaanites, and genetic studies show that already.
Cool. Okay, so this is where we're at now, guys. So
Okay.
according to Malik here, everybody's on illegitimate
you're-
land if you're not
But
the
you
original
were
people.
digging. Okay, so the reason
No
why I
problem.
brought this up, right? I wanted to talk about 1948 and around that time.
I know. Oh, I
You started
know.
bringing
I
us
know.
back to
I know what you want to talk about, and I know why you want to
Yeah,
talk
but-
about it, because that fits your little perfect little narrative that you drew up in your head. Unfortunately, that's not the truth.
What's the perfect?
There's
What's the perfect little
The
narrative?
perfect little narrative is that you have certain points on a timeline that you wrote down that you're like, oh, in 1947 and the Balfour Declaration and this and that. No, this has a way bigger history than any of that.
Well, I mean, Zionists do the exact same thing.
Especially if you want to bring it back to the Canaanites. Like, let's be real here.
The Zionists love to pick and choose their history.
No,
they jump from 3,000 years ago with Abraham to
what I'm trying to bring to you.
Theodore
Let's
Herzl.
so let's bring it now to your point, which is you're saying immigration that happened in 1947 or whatever, right? You're saying they had no right to do that. Okay. Now let me ask you: the millions of refugees that are coming from Muslim countries into other countries, should we also not let them do that? Because they're doing the same thing the Jews did in 1947.
Are they going to try to
Yes.
establish
Yes.
a Muslim state?
100%.
Then no, yeah, we should. Don't let them in. If they're going to try to overthrow the government and try to unalive people, absolutely, yeah.
Kind of like Iran did.
That would be
Yeah.
like how? What do you mean?
Well, Iran did that.
What do you mean? What?
Iran
What are you talking
came
about, bro?
in.
I'm lost, man. Now.
The Muslims came to Iran. They had the Iranian Revolution, the Islamic Revolution, right? And they made it.
The Muslims came to Iran.
I mean,
What do
yeah.
you mean the Muslims came to Iran?
What do you mean? Iran was not classically a Muslim country.
Buddy, Iran has been Muslim since Muslims have been Muslims.
Wrong.
Like it's been
Wrong.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. I'm sorry, man. Like I'm not gonna walk you through.
I'm sorry, but I'm not gonna walk you. I'm not gonna walk. No, I'm not gonna walk you through each and every history. Iran was not
Look,
classically.
Scary. Look,
Malik.
I'm trying
Malik,
to
listen.
be,
No,
look,
I'm trying to be.
I genuinely think
I genuinely
just
think
a
that you're
misguided person,
just
really.
misguided person. Unfortunately.
No. I'm
how is it
Palestinian.
possible?
I know my history very well.
Was Cyrus the Great Muslim?
So we're going back 3,000 years? No, they've been Muslim for however long Muslim people have been.
Let me do you one better. How far is Iran from Mecca?
Not that far.
Not that far? Couple 100,000 miles, maybe?
Yeah, not that. No, just across the Persian Gulf.
So a couple 100 miles?
Okay. So sorry, what's the point of that?
That there was a thing called the Muslim conquest that violently went across the whole Arabian Peninsula.
Okay.
Violently conquering other lands. Was Syria Muslim?
Yeah,
was
so
Lebanon Muslim? Was Egypt Muslim?
I
Was
understand.
Northern Africa Muslim? Was Pakistan Muslim?
Yeah, so I understand that, right? Religions has spread in the past, right? The Catholics were doing the same, whatever. I'm an Orthodox Christian, so I don't condone that, but I'm just telling you that, yeah, religions have spread this way. I understand. Okay, what is your point then?
That
So
if
you're saying all. So you're saying all countries that are currently Muslim that were conquered, whatever, 1,000+ years ago, right? They should now become not what? What should they turn into?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that you're saying that because you're making the argument that Jews emigrated into a land that wasn't theirs, quote unquote.
No. You're making an argument based off of religion. I'm not. You asked me who has more right to Palestine. Is it Jews or Muslims? And I told you neither because religion doesn't have a claim to a land.
What you're trying to say is that no country that is not currently inhabited by the indigenous people is illegitimate. That's what you're saying. And so what I want you to understand is that if you extrapolate
they're all colonial projects,
no problem. But if you extrapolate that and now take that into your day-to-day life, you'd be part of a T group.
Not at all. It would be someone who's advocating for indigenous rights. Like here in Canada, we advocate for indigenous people. Yeah.
Okay. So are you indigenous to Canada?
No, I'm not.
Then get the hell out.
I'm well aware, but
Then get the hell out.
No. But
go. Where are you from? Get out of here.
Not being.
So you're colonizing Canada, bro. You're colonizing Canada. You displaced. Who did you displace?
I didn't displace anybody.
There was nobody there before you? Was it the Eskimos?
The indigenous people of Canada were unalived and displaced, mostly unalived.
Give them your land back, bro. What are you doing?
So absolutely, I would love to help them get their land back. For sure. Yeah, why not?
Malik.
I don't understand your point. Yeah,
you're
laughing, but
this cannot be. I guarantee you, 1 month from now, 2 months from now, you're gonna come talk to me. You're still gonna be living in Canada. Don't lie to me, bro.
It's honestly painful to watch a Hispanic man.
No, it's painful to hear a Canadian man from Palestine.
Hold on a second.
Who is currently colonializing somebody else's land,
you're of Latino descent, right? So that means that most likely you have indigenous blood in you. And this pains me to hear you say, start laughing about advocating for indigenous people's rights.
What would you like me? Let's put aside the Palestine. As a Latino man, what would a real Latino do?
A real Latino who
in regards to their Latin
who
roots.
Yeah. So a real Latino who understands the history of colonialism and how their lands were colonized and their people were unalived and they've been through all this mess would have some sort of empathy for a person, you know.
I'm not talking
across
about
the
that.
world.
I'm talking about what would you want me to do? Because it sounds like you're saying that I need to have some sort of similar struggle as a Palestinian, that I should be fighting the American colonialists who.
No, but
or-
you're not currently being G-sided and
Why not?
ethnically cleansed.
Why not? I'm not being
No, I'm
G-sided because
saying
I'm
right
not
now-
fighting. That's why. If
Yeah,
I
but
was
you
fighting,
you were also
if I was
born
fighting, I
with-
would expect to be G-sided as
no,
well.
No, you also have the same rights as a white man in America.
Because I'm not fighting
Whereas
them.
Palestinians, no. So
Yeah.
so
The only reason I don't
that's
have
not-
the only reason I don't have a different rights is because I'm not fighting against America. If I was fighting against
Okay,
America, guaranteed I wouldn't have the same rights.
So you're saying if you know, people, if black people didn't resist for their rights, indigenous people didn't resist for their rights, that America would just be like, okay, you know what, guys, we feel kind of bad for you. Here you go.
In that
This
scenario,
is what you're saying?
in that scenario, they did go through a time period where their fighting made it worse. What's your point?
Yeah, but ultimately their resistance led to their liberation.
Okay, so
That's how it works.
does that mean that the first
They had to fight for it.
Okay, but that doesn't mean that the other side doesn't happen. So okay, maybe this is just part of their process. What's your point?
Part of whose process?
The Palestinians.
So yeah, you're basically saying that we need to continue to resist. Yeah, I
That's what
understand
that's what you're saying.
what we're doing. Yeah.
I don't think that. I don't think that because in my view, they would have been accepted from the beginning. There was not an initial resistance from the Jewish side like there was with the Americans and the black people.
I understand that you have a very you seem to have a kind heart. Maybe you're a nice person and you believe that they had good intentions, but when we go back and actually read what the Zionist founding fathers
Malik, let
me finish my point.
Let me ask you a question, Malik. No,
let me just finish my point.
I already know. I know where you're going with it.
So no, you don't know where I'm going with it.
You're gonna go to where Herzl. You're gonna say what Herzl. What was the reason for his?
No. We actually can.
Irrelevant. Irrelevant. There was
how is
movement
it irrelevant?
because Jews
you're
wanted,
talking about motive.
Jews
right?
wanted Jews. Did you know that Jews wanted to go back to Jerusalem before Herzl?
Yeah, there were Jews that wanted to go there. Yeah.
So what are you talking about?
Okay.
So why do you guys always make it sound like you can? Why do you guys always think you can decide the whole motive of the whole Jewish community based off of Herzl?
I'm not talking about the motive of the whole Jewish community. I never said the whole
majority.
Jewish
Then
community.
How about the majority?
What I'm talking about is who actually implemented the Zionist plan to move Jews from around the world to Palestine.
Why?
What do you mean? Why?
Is that not a convenient place for you to start?
What do you mean?
That's a convenient place for you to start.
No, well, this is talking about modern history. Like I don't know. You want to go back 1,000 years back to the future.
All of it. If you consider 1948 modern, then what's not modern about 1918?
What's not modern about 1918? What happened in 1918?
Same shit.
What about it?
All of this is pretty recent, bro. None of this is like ancient. This is all pretty recent.
Okay, what is? Which part do you want to talk about? What am I allowed to talk about on this panel?
You can talk about whatever, but what I'm saying is that don't just make it about only 1948 because you want to say
I never made it about
because
only
Herzl.
1948. All I'm telling you is that religion.
So you think that it's a coincidence?
Doesn't give you
wait.
to a land.
So you think that Jews wanted to go somewhere, but it was just a coincidence that they ended up in the place that is historically the holy site for the Jews? You think that's a coincidence?
No, it's not a coincidence. It's not. But they were looking at different places like Argentina and places in Africa, Nigeria, I think at one point. Yeah.
This is the problem. This is the problem, Malik, when you have all of these little facts in your head. these little details, like, oh, they were looking at different places. So what? So
no,
what?
no.
But they
Scary, you're talking-
again. Do you think it's a coincidence that they somehow, if they were looking at all the places, they landed on the place that was historically their holy land? That's still, you got to think about that.
Yeah, historically a holy land, but again, it doesn't give you a right to a land. I understand the spiritual connection.
No,
here.
there is.
I get it.
Nobody has a right.
Listen.
Nobody has a right to any land.
Yes, people do have a right to their land.
They don't. There's no such thing as a right.
Okay, so there's no such. So might makes right. Is that what you're saying?
100%. 100%.
Based off of that. So then Palestine. So then
do
we
you
can
go off of something
essentially-
else? What do you go off of?
So as soon as us Palestinians get our hands on a uke, we should just unalive them all, right? And would be right because
That's what
might
you're
makes
doing.
right.
That's what you're doing
Might makes
anyway.
right. So basically it's like this. If Palestinians were able to win this, then you'll be on our side because might makes right. Is that that's what you're getting at?
You know what? I'll say yeah. How about that?
Okay, like I don't know what to tell you, brother. This is what we're basing it off of. That's ridiculous. Come
wait,
on,
what
man.
do you gotta say?
know that
Wait,
sounds
why do you
ridiculous.
wait? If I'm saying
That's
yeah,
ridiculous.
why is that ridiculous?
Brother, that's terrible,
Paul,
man. I don't know.
so
Your
wait,
moral compass is not.
No, Malik, let's
All
be
right.
real, dude. If I thought
You
I
need
thought
religion,
that
brother. I think you should come to Christ based off of what you just said. The way you see the world, I invite you to were your parents Christian?
Malik, literally, you're actually Christian,
Of course I am.
and you think the Jews there's no fucking way.
What do you mean there ain't no way? What are you talking about? Yeah, we Palestinian Christians get unalive just the same as Palestinian Muslims.
Malik,
Like, I'm sorry, you
How-
seem to be very
Malik,
ignorant about
Malik,
that.
Malik,
I don't know
Malik,
if you're
Malik,
actually
Malik,
like
Malik,
you
Malik, Malik,
really
Malik,
don't
Malik,
know about this, or
Malik,
you're being,
Malik,
I don't
Malik.
understand.
how can you be Christian, which means you do accept the Old Testament, right?
Okay,
And all of it that talks about Israel's history
okay,
in Jerusalem,
okay.
and that God promised that land to the Jews.
Yes, yep, I believe all that. Okay, so are you aware of the New Testament though? Like, are you just stuck on the Old Testament? I find it funny that you're not even a Christian and you're talking to a Christian
no
about
way.
Christianity.
There's no
Like it makes no sense. Wait, hold on a second. Do you understand that dispensationalism, the belief that you're talking about right now, is considered and has always been considered a heretical belief in Orthodox Christianity?
Malik,
Okay,
I'm not
are you
talking
gonna
about
laugh over
Malik,
what I'm saying?
Malik, listen to me. I'm not even gonna try to tell you that you as a Christian need to support their movement. But if you just understand the Jewish perspective, that they see themselves as God's chosen people, and you agree that at some point they were, right? Now
Okay.
it would have to take you converting all of them into Christian to be able for them to fall into your paradigm. But until that happens, they're going to just think that they're Jews, God's chosen people who were promised that land.
Come to Christ,
I
brother.
understand
Listen,
that. I understand that. But until that happens, you can't blame them for believing that they're God's chosen people and that they were promised that land.
I don't
Biblically
blame them
speaking.
for what they. Hold on a second. I don't blame them for believing whatever they believe, right?
'Cause
God
God
you can
told
believe whatever
them
you
this
want
thing.
about yourself. I'm not. Look, I'm not going to blame you for whatever you believe, and I don't have hatred for people's beliefs. You can believe whatever it is you want to believe, right? The problem arises is when you use that belief to justify unaliving people, unaliving children, G-siding, ethnically
They're
cleansing,
not-
all this
they're
stuff.
not-
That is
they're not
where
doing
the
that.
problem
They're
happens.
not- they're
What do
not
you mean they're
doing
not
that.
doing that?
They're
They
not-
are. So
they're
you're
not-
gonna tell me? Okay.
They're not.
So
Malik, look, what
they're-
I'm saying to
they're
you,
not
they're
what?
not using
They're not
their
what? Sorry.
religion. They're not using their
So
religion.
what are they using? What are
They're
they using?
they feel like they're being terrorized.
Okay. Yeah, I know that they feel that. Yeah, they brainwashed their own citizens into believing that. Yeah.
Did Hamas unalive children on October 7th?
No, they didn't.
You want to bet?
I want to bet. I'll bet you anything, and I'll actually transfer my life savings over to you if you can show me that proof
All right,
that
all right,
that
all right,
H, in particular, unalive children.
all right.
Let
Let's
me
pull
see
it up.
that. Let's
All
see
right,
it.
let's pull it up. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Okay, we're gonna ask my Chat GPT Grok. Let's see what it says here. Did Hama children on October 7? Says it right there. First word.
Okay, according to who? Let's read it. Let's read it. So during coordinated attacks, blah, blah, the Nova Music Festival, other sites, Milton's unalive, 36, 38 children with some. Okay, confirm numbers and details. Now scroll down. Let's look at this data, right? Okay, so Israeli data. So are you aware of the Hannibal Directive or
Keep
no?
reading. Keep reading.
Are you aware of the Hannibal Directive
Yes.
or not?
Yes. Yes.
Okay,
Keep
so
reading.
you know that they can unalive their own people, right?
Sure. Keep reading.
Okay, so OCHA, at least 29 children unalived. Okay, but does it say that they have evidence that H group unalived them, or they were just unalived children?
This is just.
Is that not a legitimate? Is that not a legitimate question that follows?
Look.
So we know people were unalived, right? We know people were unalived, but who unalived them?
Hamas did.
Oh yeah, based off of what?
There's videos of this stuff.
There's videos of H unaliving children.
Yes.
Okay, I'll tattoo the star of Remfam on my forehead today if you can pull that up for me.
All right, let's see. Hold on. Let's read some of this evidence that they got. So they got three sources so far. Some of it's Israeli data. Governments list the forensic identification approximately 36 among around 700, 800 civilians. Okay, that's one thing. Let me see. Youngest, tallest, whatever. Okay. United Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs. At least 29 children in their estimates. Other tallies up to 38 to 40 children confirmed in some UN commissions and Israeli reports. Let's see here. Let's just do this. How do we know it was Hamas? Let's do that. The first thing it says Hamas own admission. It says here, we know it was Hamas specifically, leading a coalition with other Palestinian armed groups like the Palestinian Islamic Jihad, primarily through multiple independent overlapping lines of evidence. Hamas publicly claimed responsibility for the October 7th attacks shortly after they began. Its leaders and spokespeople described the operation as coordinated assault, captured documents of militant bodies, detailed instructions to target civilian areas, unalive as many as possible, and take hostages. While one UN commission questioned the authentication of the document, the operation pattern matched Hamas's known tactics and command structure. Hamas commanders were recorded during the attack, directing fighters, documenting the scenes of horror, broadcasting them, and calls to slaughter. Perpetrator videos and body cam footage. Many Hamas militants wore body cameras, GoPros, and similar explicitly to record their actions for propaganda. These videos recovered the dead attackers or intercepted show Hamas fighters going house to house, shooting families at close range, attacking the Nova Music Festival. Specific incidents include a father unalived in front of his two young sons, one that was blinded by a grenade, militants calmly drinking from a fridge after an attack.
Why didn't they unalive his two sons?
We'll get there because they took them as hostages. From a fridge after an attack while the children cried nearby, and an execution at Zichem Beach where 5 teenagers were killed. Human Rights Watch verified multiple such videos showing deliberate unaliving of civilians by Hamas-led gunmen. Israel screened compilations of this raw footage, body cam, dash cam, victims, CCTV viewers described it as undeniable evidence of systemic atrocities. Okay, I think this is taking my question out of context. I think it's asking how do we know Hamas did October 7th? But I'm gonna ask it, how do we know specifically that Hamas unalived children? Let's see here. So it says here, make sure you can see it as well. Okay. We know specifically that Hamas and its Qassam brigades, often leading whatever, unalived children on October 7th through multiple converging lines of hard evidence. Perpetrator body cam footage, forensic autopsies, UN Commission inquiry verification, Human Rights Watch analysis, survivor testimonies, whatever. All right, so we got specific confirmed cases with evidence. So here are the documented examples, not exhaustive. So this is not all of them, but this is some of them. Okay, so Mila Cohen, 9 to 10 months old. She lived in the kibbutz Be'eri. Militants broke into the safe room. They shot and unalived the baby Mila while she was held in her mother's arms. The mother was also unalived in front of in some accounts. The father, Ohad, was unalived. The UN Commission reviewed this incident in detail attributed to the armed groups, primarily Hamas-led. Siman Tov, Arbel, 6 years old, Omer, 2 years old, Shakar, 6 years old, were unalived in their home along with their mother, Tamar. An entire family of 5 in Nir Oz had parents shot and unalived by smoke inhalation, and other militants set the house on fire. Israeli police forensics and named the victims list confirmed these deaths. Okay, Zickham Beach teenagers executed in a public toilet block. 5 teenagers, ages 16 through 17, Shafa, Alina, Nadav, Tasa, and Tal, plus 1 adult, hid in a toilet block. Hamas militants threw grenades and shot them at close range. Hamas itself published the video showing the 6 bodies after the attack. The UN Commission verified digital evidence, including a video sent by 1 victim. I mean, should I keep going or?
Well, I mean, to be fair, none of these actually confirm that H unalived them. It's
This,
all that
this literally says that
it's-
Hamas recorded themselves on this one.
Yeah, no, but they're saying that they recorded the destruction afterwards,
No,
right? But we don't know how those
look,
teenagers.
brother.
Okay.
Read it. What it's saying.
Okay.
Hamas militants threw grenades and shot them at close range. Hamas itself published the video showing the 6 dead after the attack.
Okay, yeah, after the attack. That's what I'm trying to say, is that they're showing it after the attack. But we don't actually know what happened specifically, right? So you're telling me they took those 2 kids as sausages, but it didn't say that, but let's just say that that's true. So they took the 2 kids as sausages, and then they unalived these other kids. Like, what was the discrimination based off of here? Like, why unalive these kids and then take the other kids hostage?
Because they probably just had a quota they were trying to get of like some hostages, and then the rest of them get unalived. They also took adults hostages and unalived the rest of them. So what's your point?
Or hear me out for a second. Or these people that were children, right, were unalived in crossfire. Is that a possibility, or that's impossible?
Okay, look, let's keep reading. Body cam video. Hamas fighters wore cameras and recorded themselves entering into homes, shooting families, and moving through kibbutzim. A father killed by a grenade in front of his 2 sons, 1 son blinded. Human Rights Watch and Israeli screenings verified multiple such clips showing the deliberate civilian targeting.
Okay, so let me tell you this. Let me tell you the reason for my skepticism, right? The reason why is because I watched that footage myself, right? The body cam footage. And I speak Arabic, and not only do I speak Arabic, I speak the Palestinian dialect, and I can understand what these H fighters were saying to one another. And a lot of them were saying, don't unalive this person, don't touch that person, it's just a girl, it's just a kid. And let's show the other side that we have more empathy than they do. I literally heard them say it word for word in Arabic, in my Palestinian dialect. So tell me, is it crazy that I'm imagining this, or what am I supposed to believe? My own eyes, or what Brock is saying?
Look, it's saying Israeli police cyber forensics units and pathologists analyzed the burn shots remain DNA and scenes. Reports confirm children shot at close range, burned alive, sometimes bound, and families executed together. United Nations investigators reviewed photos of a 12-year-old girl shot in the head and decapitated, and others mutilated children remains.
Yeah, reviewed photos. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. For the longest time, the Zionist entity didn't allow other third-party investigators to actually go there until aftermath. And they'll be like, oh, fog of war. Oh, it's dangerous. Oh, you know what I mean? They'll come up with a million excuses as for not showing the world the actual evidence. I mean, there were multiple accusations of rape. There were multiple accusations of so many things that turned out to be false.
I mean, you can literally see women's naked bodies in the back of pickup trucks.
What are you talking? Oh, you're talking about one very specific case, right? The soldier that was at the festival, partying at the festival, right? Is that who you're talking about?
Partying at the festival?
Yeah, she was at the festival.
The girl?
Yeah, there was a girl that was a soldier that was taken at the festival. Yeah.
Huh?
You're talking about a very specific incident with there was a girl that was a soldier. I forget her name now. This was like literally the day of. And she was a soldier, and yeah, she was taken in the back of a pickup truck. Yeah. I remember that vividly.
Okay. You like that one? That one's good?
That a soldier was taken hostage?
Naked?
Naked or not naked? What does it matter? If she was already naked, it was a music festival.
She was naked at the music festival?
Well, I mean, barely. Do you see what people wear to music festivals?
Yeah, my friend, I'm sorry, but you're crazy. I'm sorry to tell you.
Well, not really, to be honest.
I'll tell you, go kick rocks, bro. This guy's like insanity. We got all the same people that I guarantee you that he would go to make his case. Oh, do you know the United Nations claimed that it was starvation and and they claimed it as a genocide? Those same people say that your people were unaliving children. You're like, I don't believe that part. Okay, bro. Oh my God, dude. Yeah, and she was just naked at the festival. Oh my God, this is crazy, dude. Alfie.
Yo, how you doing? Oh, I had so much to say and now I've forgotten it all. Oh, no. By his rationale, by his standard of evidence that he requires, you could easily say Israel did not kill a single Palestinian child in Gaza.
Basically.
Prove it. Show me a video of an Israeli soldier shooting a child.
Yeah. Because by his standard of evidence, even if they show a missile hitting a Palestinian house with a bunch of kids in it, then he would have been like, oh, but who pressed the button? They just showed the aftermath. They showed the aftermath of the we don't know who. How do we know who pressed the button?
So the other thing I was going to talk about was the colonialization claim. It's decolonialization, and he proved it himself by talking about Canada. So, as he said, most Indigenous Canadians were wiped out during the European colonization of Canada. Now, there's very few of them left, and they're all over the place, and yada, yada, yada. Now, if the Indigenous Canadians decided to come back to Canada and said they wanted autonomy, would you say, oh, that's a colonial project? These Indigenous Canadians are trying to colonize white Canada. Now, of course not.
And you know what?
It's
You know what it is?
decolonization.
It's such a delusion, right? To sit there and say that you're gonna have thousands of people jumping across a border and just go. Like, you could only imagine what that scenario looks like, right? Where they're just like like running, throwing, like nobody's sitting there like, okay, is that a kid over there? No, okay, watch out.
Yes,
Like,
exactly.
it's a freaking crazy war going on. Like if you saw have you seen the footage? I think people have seen the footage.
I have seen it.
It's
pretty
madness.
gross.
It's just madness. They're just running around, throwing grenades, shooting. Like it's just, what is he talking about?
Oh, it's pretty awful. I mean, there's a phone call. Have you heard the phone call where a Palestinian took the mobile phone off one of the bodies that he'd killed, and then he called his mum in Gaza.
Oh yeah.
And the whole phone call is recorded. And he says, "Mummy, I've done it. I've murdered. You should be so proud. Your own son has murdered 10 Jews with his own hands. Get dad on the phone. Get dad on the phone."
It's
Okay, that's
crazy.
fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I would too. Like, if I was, I wish I was with H group. If I unalived the people that were oppressing me my entire life and kept me locked in a cage,
did they take children hostage? Did they take children hostages?
they took children that were with their parents, like in the case of the Beavis.
Yeah, what happened with the Beavis kids?
The parents.
What happened
Actually,
with
it was
them?
the Beavis's mom. Yeah, they were unalived by the Israeli destruction, the booms that they dropped for.
No, they were strangled to death.
Gazans.
Their cause
No,
of
they
death
weren't.
was strangling.
No, actually, they weren't, and there's no evidence for that either.
Malik, why did they do it?
Do what?
Why did they do October 7th?
Why did they do it?
Uh-huh.
After 19 years of being fucking caged in Gaza, people telling you whether you can bring in chocolate or not, what type of plant you can bring in. You're wondering why an oppressed, caged people that were colonized and ethnically cleansed from their home want to break out of the prison they were put in so that they can fight their oppressor.
So why did they do the same thing in Jordan?
Do what same thing in Jordan?
The same thing, like causing riots and unalivings.
They did not cause riots and so they caused riots and unaliving with Jordanian authorities, and this is based off of a lie that they bring up from what they call Black September. It's a bunch of reinvention of history.
So that was a lie. What about why did they do it in Egypt?
Why did they do what in Egypt?
Same thing.
What did they do? You tell me.
Riots and unalivings.
How is this the same thing? I don't understand what you're saying.
You're saying that in Palestine.
What's your point?
You're saying that they did it in
Israel.
Israel.
Palestinians are. Hold on a second. Is your point that
you're saying that they did it in Israel because they were being apartheid, whatever? I don't know, but I'm
asking you. What is your point? Are Palestinians inherently just evil people?
Are you saying then that it's not because of the apartheid? Because as far as I know, Egypt wasn't apartheiding them.
It's a false equivalency. One is an occupation, right?
So let's be precise here. So Egypt took them in as refugees, right?
Some people were taken as refugees. Yeah,
brother, shut the fuck up.
What do you mean, brother?
How do you live?
Yeah,
how do you live with yourself? And what did they do there?
What did they do? There are plenty of Palestinians in Egypt.
What did they do
in
why did Egypt decide to kick them out and then close their border?
Where did Egypt kick out Palestinians? There's tons of Palestinians in Egypt.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the hell up. This guy they literally did the same thing everywhere else. They went to Lebanon, Jordan, Egypt, Syria probably. Like they went everywhere and did the same exact thing they did in Israel.
Okay, that's great. Do you mind if I ask you a question?
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
The Egypt guy, like,
wait,
why
hold on.
did
let SOG talk.
Oh, sorry, babes.
Yep. So before, when you were debating that guy, you said essentially that no one has a right to any land, and that essentially rights don't even exist. Might makes right. So I'm wondering, how do you defend that?
Why do I have to defend it?
Oh, so there's no justification for it?
I mean, I'm not saying that I like that. I'm just saying that seems to be what's going on, no?
Well, if you're saying might makes right, you're essentially saying that those with power are essentially justified.
No. Why,
Okay,
like,
so then define might makes right.
you're trying to add morality into it. I'm not. I'm saying that's what happens whether we like it or not. That's what I'm saying.
To say power influence outcomes, that's really very different from saying might makes right.
It's the Montevideo Convention. Might makes right. That's it, period.
What's the difference, Sog?
The difference is when you're saying power influences outcomes, you're just making an observation. But when you're saying might makes right, you're basically saying that those with the power
I see what you're saying. Yeah, no,
are not justified.
Yeah,
are
okay.
justified.
Yeah. So forget might makes right. It's power influences outcome. Sure.
Power influences outcomes. And can that be a bad thing?
That'd be subjective, no?
Oh, so your morality is subjective.
Yeah, and so is yours, whether you believe it or not.
Oh, you're like an atheist?
No, I believe in God.
Which God do you believe in?
I don't know his name, or I don't claim to know his name.
Okay, so do you have a relationship with your God?
My relationship with God
You're
is
a
that
deist.
my relationship with God is that I feel like he probably made me and probably made this earth, and I don't know too much beyond that. I try to be good because I assume that he wants me to be good, but...
And does your God like know everything that's true and not true?
I would assume so, but I'm not. He never told me.
So does he know moral facts?
I don't know. I don't even know God's morality.
So he knows everything, but you're unsure if he knows moral facts.
Because I don't
he doesn't know everything.
Because I don't know if God conforms to what we would consider moral. I don't know.
Well, if he created you, why would he create you to not conform to what he considers to be moral?
No, what we consider moral.
Well, if what we consider moral conflicts with what your God considers to be moral, then we are out of line with what's objectively true, right?
All I'm saying is that as far as I know, I haven't been told what God considers moral. That's what I'm trying to get at.
Okay. So in terms of your subjective morality, if there was like a nation out there that was completely backwards to how you think, you wouldn't say they're morally bad. They're just morally different. It would only be in your opinion that they're morally bad, but from their point of view,
I think we're getting way off topic. This is what I'm trying to point out. I personally feel bad for the people in Palestine. I see that, to me, it looks like they are not in a position to win this. I think that they're running up against a wall, and they're going to keep putting themselves in a bad scenario if they continue on the path that they're on. So I would suggest them to give up.
What do you mean? What path are they on, the Palestinians?
They want to fight. They want to fight against Israel.
I think 50% of the population is elderly women and children. Are elderly women and children trying to fight against Israel?
46% of the population supports Hamas.
Okay, I can see why that's the case.
Can I clarify if we're talking about Gaza or Judea Samaria? There's no West, like I don't know what they mean by Palestine.
Yeah, Gaza.
Thank you.
Okay, yeah. This lady with 10 filters on who's,
calm down. What are you getting off topic
for? No
for?
idea what we're talking about when we say Palestine.
What are you getting at?
Well, because it's different stats.
I'm glad I got you glad I got you to concede that might doesn't make right, which you were using as your reasoning
I'm
earlier.
not conceding anything, dude.
You did use that as your reasoning.
It was just
earlier,
that when me and the other guy. No, it's just that when me and the other guy were talking, I thought I meant something else by it, and you clarified it for me. No problem. It's not a concession.
Perfect. Well, I don't really know too much about the Gaza-Israel situation to debate it fully, but I don't think the Palestinians are on a path to their own destruction. And if a significant portion support Hamas, I think if you were to change atom for atom with any of those Palestinians that support Hamas, you would hold the same exact beliefs like they do.
I mean, a significant portion of Americans supported the Iraq War. Does that mean those Americans are responsible for the Iraq War? It's very stupid.
Yeah, when you turn off your filters, you can ask me any question you want.
Turn on your
why do you keep
talking? And I don't even have a filter on right now. Like, hello.
Why do you keep saying that, Sog?
Just when you turn off the filters, you get rid of the big eyebrows.
On them, please.
Now Sog doesn't get to talk anymore. All right. Who was saying what?
So I was going to say that line of thinking. Just
bro, chill. Bro, I was waiting.
Yo. Wait,
bro.
I just need to.
She-
He asked me to clarify.
She is right. She's right. Go ahead, US. What happened?
I just wanted to point something out earlier, but I don't know if the guy's still here. I think it was Malik, I'm not sure, who brought up Egypt and Gaza. And you said something about them not being kicked out or whatever. What happened at the Rafah border with Egypt when they refused to take? And I'm not talking to you, bro.
The Rafah border, the Israelis closed on the Palestinian side.
Don't lie. I'm not talking to you.
Wait, what do you mean?
The border between Rafah and Egypt, after Egypt refused to take Gazans in, right? When it was offered back to Egypt, they said no, thank you. The big old border went up. What did they do to their side of that border?
They secured it just like any other
I
country
wasn't
secures
talking
their
to you.
border.
They didn't secure it either.
They did secure it. The Egyptians did
If you
secure
could,
their side
okay,
of the
so the
border.
point is, if you consider blowing it up, securing it, then there you go. The fuck? That's the point.
Wait, what are you talking about? The Egyptians secured their side of the border when the
By
Hamas
blowing
took over
and
Gaza.
ensuring that Gazans would never get over there. That's where the tunnels then started with commerce, etc. We could argue that
Sure,
point.
countries practicing their sovereignty and defending their sovereignty, very normal. The issue
Just
is
like
when
Israel,
the Israelis.
also.
But why
The
don't
issue
you?
is
Why
when
don't
the-
you? But bro, why don't you take up an issue with that?
I do have an issue with the Egyptians. I have a very big issue with the Egyptians charging $5,000 American ahead to enter the
So
Egypt.
there's
Of
a
course,
group of people. So
the
there's a
Egyptian
group of
government
people.
is dogs. I'll cuss
So
them
there's
out
a
with you
group
if you
of
want.
people that have gone from land to land to land, causing uprisings and unalivings, and those countries have
Whoa,
all
are you
shut.
talking about the Jews? Like,
No, the
that's insane. That's a racist
Palestinians.
argument.
Brother,
So
hold on one
That's what they
second.
would say about the Jews.
Wait.
Again, okay,
So let me get it
sorry,
out.
I keep
So
Wait,
repeating-
no, Malik, I need
keep
to say this.
repeating
I need to,
though.
Malik, give me a second. Malik, I need to
How
say
are
this.
you refuting
What-
this?
I need to say this. What Palestinians, let's say for the sake of argument, even though you're totally wrong, I'll grant you everything that you say they did was horrible and they did it. Let's say they did it. You're blaming what Palestinians may have done 30 years ago to modern day Palestinians in the Gaza Strip. You're blaming. This is what these people. Well, this is what you people do. I mean, pro-Israeli.
Bro, it's just because
you blame the sins of every Arab in human history on Palestinians.
Bro,
It's low IQ. It makes no
it's that
sense.
this time period.
What does an 8-year-old in Gaza have to do with what
This
happened?
time
30 years
period
ago?
is not that long, dude. This has not been
Doesn't
going on
matter.
for
It's
thousands
different
of
people.
years.
All Palestinians aren't.
But
the
it's
same.
a short
and this is me
history.
granting you that they did these things.
It's a short history, and in that
Why
short
would they-
history,
why would
they have
they-
terrorized
Give me 1
every
second.
country around them.
Malik, just give me a moment.
bro,
Malik, just give me a moment.
second.
You've been here, Malik. You've been here a while. Please, I don't have time. I appreciate you. You're making the same. So this is what they said about Jews, by the way.
student.
I just got out of class like 2 hours ago. So again, I graduate April 30th. By the way,
What the fuck,
I am
dude?
Thank you. Okay, so again, this is what they would say about the Jews. This is a Yahtzee racist argument. This is what they would say about the Jews. They said the
We're
Jews,
talking
wherever
politically,
the
be
Jews
real.
went, trouble ensued, trouble followed.
Okay, so can we say?
So I think it's
let's
a
say
racist
let's
argu-
say
I wouldn't blame.
let's say
I don't
I
think
agree
it's-
with
I
both
think-
of those arguments. Now what?
Okay, then you're just a bigot on both sides. You're not, by the way, you'll miss this guy isn't really an ally of Jews. He literally has told me
I just came up to ask
verbatim
a question.
that once we deal with the Muslims, we'll deal with the Jews next. So his
highly
plan
doubt
is to
that.
take down Muslims and Jews.
I don't think
Very
anybody. I don't think anybody
Again.
is gonna be just blindly loyal to another religious
That's not
group.
that's not what I said. Your intent is to take down both groups. Beautiful. We can go back to that in just a sec.
you're
I'm so
telling me-
individual.
Yo, don't try to cause
But-
dissent
but
within my
it's
allegiance
a
right
factual
now.
record. By the way, Shaq won Finals MVP, and you have him as Israel, so you're not America first. That's crazy. Okay, again, just to go back. So you're blaming what Palestinians did in
Holy
Kuwait
bro is such a
on
steamroller.
got
but I
Palestinians in the
am
Gaza
proud of
Strip
it.
today. Also, why were they in Kuwait, host? Did they go there for a vacation? Vacay? Did they just
Kuwait?
go there for a funzy trip?
What do you mean?
Yeah, why
What
were they in
year
Kuwait? Why were they in Jordan? Why were they in
Were
my
they
country,
even
Lebanon?
Palestinian at that point? Honest, dead ass question. I actually don't even know. What year was that?
Palestinians? Why were Palestinians
Like,
in
were
Kuwait?
they Palestinian? Was like at the
Why
point
were they
of them
everywhere? Why were they in
Kuwait.
Lebanon? Why did they come to my country? Why
Were they
in the South? Did
Palestinian?
they come on vacay?
When was Palestinian Independence Day?
There was no nation state of Palestine because
Exactly.
the nation state concept is a Western. So does Syria not exist because there was no borders of Syria as well. There was no borders for Saudi Arabia. There was no border. The Pike Sea
Yes,
is
there
the
were.
reason we have all these borders.
Didn't a bunch of countries get created in 1940?
Yeah,
whatever?
it means it's irrelevant. I can
190
make- I can
modern
make the same
nation
argument
states are a
against
new
Israel.
concept.
1948, Israel was declared a
So
state.
aren't they all?
Does that mean Israel
illegitimate?
doesn't count?
So are they all illegitimate?
No,
No,
you're
I
saying
don't. I think
you're.
it's a very low IQ argument to say because there weren't a nation state.
My
in
dude,
this,
you just
in this
came up here and said it
arbitrary
that
year
all
I
Jews
decide
were
that means
kicked
they
out.
don't count. But again, host, why were they in
Well,
why
guess
were they in
what?
my
It's a
country,
country
Lebanon?
that exists.
All right, let
Why
me
were
ask
they
you.
in
All
my
right,
country, Lebanon? Why were they in Kuwait?
let,
Why
let
were
me
they
let
in
me.
Jordan? You want me to
Yeah,
tell?
because
I'll
economic.
give you the answer.
Because they were
Because you stole their
displaced.
land. You committed
They
the
were
original
displaced.
sin.
They were
You
displaced. All right, they were displaced.
they
Okay.
weren't displaced.
All right,
They
all
were
right, cool.
ethnically cleansed, driven out, and slaughtered by Zionist Jews that stole
That's
their
what I was
land.
trying to say.
in
That's
the
what I was trying
early.
to say.
Thank you. So we agree.
Oh,
All right,
that,
all right. Now,
So if
now,
you
bro.
didn't steal their
All
land, they
right,
wouldn't have been
now,
anywhere, and there
all
wouldn't
right,
have been any
all
issues.
right, now, bro.
Oh, okay.
Are you against let's say hypothetical, if the Muslims from all over the world go into Europe like they currently are right now, and they take over and become the majority and vote in Sharia law and make it a Muslim country, do you support that, or are you
Wait. So you got to be very precise with your language. If you're saying if they go through the democratic systems and they use voting power, that's a little bit different. I still wouldn't agree with it. I'm not a big fan of it. I'm pro secular government, but that's very different than the Zionist Jew example. The Zionist Jew
even
example.
though
is
you aren't
a
of
better
their
example
Arab
would be
background, you
wait,
still celebrated Ramadan.
So when that happens, then wouldn't you agree then that effectively speaking, the indigenous population would then get displaced?
A better example would be, let's
He
say
is
the
Arab
Muslims that were in
supremacy,
Europe.
even though he's not
Answer
Arab.
the question, bro.
Are the Europeans indigenous to Europe? Yes, I agree.
Host, do you want to hear something crazy?
Yeah.
Yes,
Host,
what
guess
Europeans
what
are
town
indigenous?
this kid's from?
Sure. I don't. Can I give you the better example? The better example would be these Muslims that went to the UK, by the way, which they all complain about constantly. Tommy
He
Robinson
doesn't
and
have a
his
problem
boys,
with what's happening
they
in Dearborn.
absolutely
That's where
hate
he's
it when
from.
their country gets invaded by Arabs and Muslims, but they love when the Zionist Jews, quote unquote, come into Palestine and take the Arabs' land.
What is
That's
enough
okay.
of Palestine?
But I just want to.
That's why every
taking
American
American
Zionist
land
is a
right now in
hypocrite.
Dearborn,
But I just want to know. You
You're
support
A-okay
both of
to
them.
auction off the Arabs' land and make ancient land claims for the
Buying
Jews in
land.
Palestine.
Dude.
Well, the second someone says you forfeit your indigenous land in the U.S. to the actual indigenous people,
Can I ask you?
you live in the
Bro,
U.S.
you
You're
have
an
said
American.
that
Why
you
don't
don't care about the
you?
indigenous
Why don't you
people.
call your local tribe and forfeit your
Bro.
private property to them?
Do you want to hear something crazy, Host?
Wait, host, answer my question. Why haven't you forfeited your private property to the indigenous people of America?
Bro, then you
Since
do
you're
so.
speaking on
Nobody
ancient
offered
land.
me money. Offer me money like the Jews offered the Arabs.
No, the Jews
Oh,
only
wait.
purchased
I got another. Wait, I'm sorry.
4% of the
I
land.
forgot.
That's a lie.
No, I had a question. I forgot. I had another
Gomez, I
question.
debunked you on this last time. That
All right,
Zionist
bro,
Jewish
bro.
fund
Bro, it's
only
his
purchased
life.
5%.
Hold on,
You've been wrong.
guys. I forgot.
The fact that I
there-
debunked you,
He
you
has
still
an
think I'm that lie.
entitlement
There was
issue.
one question I did want to ask that I've been meaning to ask for a couple of days now. What would you guys have had the Jews do after World War II?
Unalive.
Me, ideally, I think what would have been beautiful is if they got their own state that wasn't surrounded by their quote unquote enemies. So
We did get
maybe,
our own state.
maybe if the Americans who didn't take in almost virtually any Jews, I think it was like 300,000 Jews
100,000.
over a 5-year. How much?
100,000.
How many?
Only
So
100,000.
even less. So the Americans
Bro,
didn't
it
take in
has-
any Jews. No one gives the Americans flack for not wanting the Jews there.
But-
I would give them flack. I think it was fucked up.
But
So
bro,
I give the Europeans
why?
actually
Give them New
Holocaust to the
Jersey.
Jews. But
Give
the
them New
Arabs of
Jersey. They're
Palestine
already living
get
off
We
flack
don't
for
want
white
New
Jews
Jersey.
for
It's
not
not
wanting
where
to
our
have their
ruins
land
are.
overrun
You
by
guys know
refugee
the
Jews.
But guys, they went to the place that they saw as their original.
By the way, we can't read your comments because of the white background.
Oh yeah. But they went to the place that they thought was their original home, though, right?
And it was before World War II we started
I mean,
going
are you
back.
pro ancient land claim or not? You keep like flip flopping.
It doesn't matter,
Like, you need
bro.
to be
We
consistent
love
across
the
the
land.
I
hold on. Can
the
I
land.
speak
It's
to the
our
host
land.
for a second?
When you say
I'm
ancient
originally
land,
from Arabia. Should I go back to Saudi and
It's
colonize
Can
Saudi
I just say
Arabia?
something,
Well-
bro? It has
People that
nothing
live
to do
there?
with the
The
fact that
natives?
it's our ancient land. It has everything to do with the fact that we bought the land. We won when you guys
Debunked.
decided to come at
You've
us.
only purchased 5%
Sorry,
of the land.
Hope, you lost.
shut
we
up.
won, and you're a
That's the best
bootlicker 'cause
argument.
You're not
I'll
even
grant you that.
Arab.
The best argument is you won the
You're
war.
not
Everything
even
else
really
is a lie.
Arab.
And we
Everything
met
else
the
is a lie.
Montevideo Bro, stop. We met the Montevideo
He's
Convention.
fucking Chaldean.
Palestinians have never done it, ever. No matter how many opportunities they've been given, they cannot.
The
meet this
Montevideo Convention only applies to
You're a
Article
bootlicker,
1.
bro.
You
Cannot
don't meet the Montevideo Convention.
When I
Host.
speak, you have
All right, go on.
really,
I'll pull up the
rude
Montevideo
problem.
Convention and also
You
the
really
North
just
Carolina.
need to be quiet for like 5
Good.
minutes. I don't know if it's a
Good.
medication issue or what. It's not nice though.
you missed.
For fuck's sake, Israel meets all four. All
What
four.
does Article
Every
5 say of the
population.
Video Convention?
Article 5. Does it have to meet all 5? It has to be 4 of them, but I could pull up Article 5.
No,
if you need
Article
me to.
5.
But at
This
the
is
end
not,
of the
you're
day,
talking about Article 1,
statehood-
items 1 through 2
Ar-
through
Do
5.
you want to hear
But at the
something crazy,
statehood
host?
isn't
Bro
about
is
who-
denying
I'll tell
Nayar
you,
GC
Article
is
5 of the
unaliving the
Article 5 of the
Persians.
Montevideo Convention literally
Wait.
states rights. You cannot acquire
Wait,
land through
who is
force
Bros
or
doing
threat of
that?
force.
Yeah, he
He
came
denies
at
it.
me the other day saying it's only 3,000, not the low estimate of
Yes,
30,000.
yes,
I've heard
yes.
higher
I
estimates
don't.
of
Yes, I don't.
90,000. He
Yes,
believes
yes.
it's
You're
only
changing the subject. Yes, I
3,000.
don't think.
More
I
have
don't.
been hung from cranes.
Bro, how do
I
you
don't think
know?
30,000.
Bro, how do you know how
I
many
don't
it
think
was?
that.
Because it ruins his own narrative.
I don't know. That's the point. I don't know, and you don't know either. I just don't think
We
that
do
they
know.
unalived 30,000 people in 2 days, higher than the highest World War II casualty count. Like,
But
it's insane.
I'm pretty sure that is the consensus though from the
It is the
international
consensus that,
community.
I don't know if you, also,
It
the
is.
Israelis hacked all the traffic cams in Tehran. Where's the footage of these 30,000?
Oh my!
If you
So,
look
like,
for it, it's there. It's just that
It
I'm
is.
not
Okay,
going to
so-
go out of my way to
hey,
get
so-
trauma porn like
okay,
this.
she's changing subjects to Iran. We can discuss Iran.
Story
Go back to Monty
story
today,
on
really quick, and
story
just, like,
of
drama
trauma porn.
Wait, but
And
if
you're gonna
but,
go
but,
and
but let's
pretend
say
you're
but let's
social
say
worker?
but let's
the
say
Jews on the panel, Josh.
but let's say if it was let's
Those
say
are
if it was
down.
3,000, is that you support that?
So this is a very complex question.
Notice
I
how he
definitely don't agree with
pivots.
unaliving protesters, but
He
I do
said
want to
that-
pose something to you.
He said the thing
No,
you gotta
When the
understand is
when the Pakistanis overran the American consulate in Pakistan, and the Americans slaughtered 40 Pakistanis last month. No, earlier this month actually. Well, technically last month. It's April.
when they were defending their embassy. That one.
Oh, so the Americans can defend their embassies against unarmed Pakistanis,
How
slaughter
are you
40
He's
of them.
so
They have
radical.
But when the
lives.
Iranians
Bro,
were,
you're
when
never
the
going to
Iranians
become
are
a
trying to run
social
order in
worker.
their
Do you know
own
what you're going to
governments, in
end
their
up?
own
Somebody on a
provinces.
government watch list.
Wait, bro.
I
There's
literally-
bro.
I
There's a
have
difference,
footage of people
bro. There's
hunting
a
down-
difference between attacking an embassy and going out in the street and protesting.
Wait, what? You think that there was no riots? You don't think they attacked banks? You don't think they threw firebombs at
Actually,
mosques?
these are
I didn't-
people who
They
didn't
don't.
throw any
unalived police
firebombs at
They are
officers,
mosques?
by
not
the way.
armed, bro. Stop.
They
You know
they
these
didn't throw
people
firebombs
are
at
people
mosques?
they
not armed.
unalived police officers.
The mosques,
literally
bro,
unalived
they were
police officers,
using
they
those
brag
mosques
about
to
it, it's on
unalive
footage.
people, bro, using them as de facto courts where they would go and drag them out to
Okay, so
cranes
you're
to be
justifying why they
hung?
firebombed
What's
mosques.
wrong
I don't
with
care
you,
about the
bro?
justification for the they firebombed mosques.
Bro,
They
you
firebombed
are
You have
mosques.
no
so
business working
broken.
with any people. It's not
So
okay.
again, you said that the Americans are okay with slaughtering
Your
40
brain is so
Pakistanis that are
broken. I
unarmed, by
feel
the way,
so bad for
to
you.
defend their
It's really bad.
consulate. But when the Iranians do that over and over again for
You need like
dozens, hundreds of
electroshock
different
therapy or
places,
something to
of
get
course
you
they're going to
right.
be people that are unalive.
They
What
Look,
would happen if the
this is
Americans
getting
invaded
this is
DC?
getting very chaotic. Are we gonna?
It is. I do want to go back to the
organize this a little
Montevideo
bit?
Convention.
If-
I do want to go back to the
let-
Montevideo Convention.
Let Malik
I have
speak
it right
for a
here in
second.
front of me.
Hold on, let Malik speak for a second. Malik, what do you want to say?
Okay, go
Malik?
ahead.
Well, no, I'm just saying it's very chaotic because like I can't really hear what anybody's saying. Everybody's just yelling over each other. Like, let's just
Okay,
calm
let's
down.
circle
and,
back
like,
to what we
go.
were originally discussing. I have the Montevideo Convention in front of me.
What are you
The
trying to
Israelis
show? What are
violate
you trying to
Article-
show? What are you trying to show with that, bro?
So the Israelis violate either Article 5 or Article 11. I'm reading it out to
Article
figure out
5
which
that
one it
says,
was.
I'll answer you because you asked me. The fundamental rights of states are not susceptible to being affected in any manner whatsoever. So once something is already a state, bro, its rights can't be taken away arbitrarily. You're proving my point. Article 5 does not
False.
define that.
False.
It's Article 1. No, it's
False.
not false.
One
Bro,
of
if
one
they
of these
have to
one of the
manipulate
articles.
shit
May I
enough,
speak?
Israel will
Stop.
cease to exist.
Exactly. You
Okay,
can
here
sit
is the
here and
I
play
found it. Here we go.
semantics. No, Article 11 now. You told me to go to Article 5. Make
Okay,
up your mind.
Article
At the end of the
11
day,
is- I
Wait,
Israel
hold on.
is-
All right, guys,
Article
let's
5 to
pause.
11
Let's
is sub.
pause. All right,
Okay,
bro,
let's read it.
what are you trying to show? Go ahead.
So this is the Montevideo Convention that Yomis so eloquently quoted, and it says the beautiful Israelis meet all items of the Montevideo Convention when they obviously violate Article 11 of the Montevideo Convention. The contracting states definitely establish as a rule of their conduct that their precise obligation not to recognize territorial acquisitions or special advantages which have been obtained by force, whether this consists of employment of arms in the threatening diplomatic representation
All
or
right, pause,
any
pause.
other effective
All right, pause,
corrosive measure.
bro. Let me.
corrosive
Okay,
measure.
so
So the
with-
Israelis acquired every inch of
All right,
Palestine.
bro.
through
All right, wait,
violence.
guys, real quick, because this I don't know anything about this, but just to
Okay,
me,
so-
it sounds kind of
They
like
can go move to any of the other
It's a
52
semantic game,
states.
but
It
Article
sounds-
It's not a
11
semantics game. You can't
It
acquire
is, because that was
territory
the
through
convention
means
in
of
19
violence. You did, so you can't keep citing this.
Article-
Montevideo
bro.
Convention
But then what
because you
happens?
violated.
But then what
Why
happens
can't I
when?
respond to you?
Wait, bro, this is kind of stupid because then what happens when Hamas tries to acquire it by violence? What's the difference?
I didn't cite the Montevideo Convention like you.
I did, and I'll continue to back it up because you can't unmake a country decades later trying to use a convention
that-
from 1933.
But you're
Okay,
using
hold
the
on. All right,
convention
let
to
me hear
justify
you, Miss.
the
Let me hear
territorial
let me hear you,
But,
Mrs.
but you
Hold
can
on.
make a country after 3,000 years.
All right, hold on.
I guess
Hold on.
so.
How it works.
You, Miss. So
Yeah.
what's
Can
your
I-
what's your
I
Hold on, guys. Guys, what is your answer, you miss? What is your answer, you miss?
Just like the 196 other countries that came into existence by meeting the criteria
violence.
necessary by meeting the criteria necessary to be a nation. There wasn't violence necessarily, like the Independence Day War didn't happen until, what was it, 7 or 9 Arab nations?
Okay, I'm gonna drop. I don't share
Yeah.
panels with Golda. Golda threatens to dox me and
Yeah,
does horrible
stop.
things. So I'm gonna
I've
say
never
free the
threatened to dox
Palestinians
you.
and
I've
drive out every
never
invader of
threatened
South
to
Lebanon.
dox
Free
you.
yourself
Free the
from your own
Palestinians. Free the
broken
Palestinians.
She's
mentality. You're
literally,
gonna ruin your life.
wow, what a lie. I've never done that. You asked me how
He
to
does
dox
that a
people,
lot.
and
He
I
loves
told
to
you I
lie.
don't know how to dox people.
The first thing he did when he
Anyway,
came up here was try to make me hate
Why is
him.
he saying Golda?
I'm
Why is
sorry.
he? Why is he
Can I-
so? Why is he so concerned about you?
Because he
Golda?
knows that he can't debate her.
Because
Oh.
I've called him out on his shit, and I have screenshots where he's conceded to like every single one of my arguments and told me that he doesn't like to debate me because he loses
Indirectly
every time.
threatens.
Okay.
Anyway, what's it called? The thing that he's missing with his point is that Israel was not the aggressor. So it doesn't violate Article 11 because Israel was on the defensive. They didn't try to obtain land. Okay, they were attacked. Now, when you are attacked and you are not the aggressor, that doesn't
When
apply.
were they attacked? When were they attacked?
1948, 1967, 1973.
So 1948, right? Like let's start at 1948. You're saying that Israel was just attacked just randomly like that?
Israel, they
That's what
did.
happened?
They offered a partition plan. The Jews said yes. The Arabs said no. The Jews declared independence because all the countries voted on it. The Arabs declared. The Arabs
Can she finish
declared.
her
Stop, let me finish. The Arabs declared war on the Jews. This is well documented. 5 Arab
Okay.
nations with 7 different armies attacked the Jews.
You-
80 million pounds of
And they-
weapons
and they
donated
told
from
the
Lebanon.
And they told the Palestinians to get
hold
out.
on one second, please. Yeah, they did. No, they didn't. Wait, what? No, there was a
No, they
Palestinian.
didn't.
The Arabs did.
Yeah,
The
they did.
Arabs
The
did.
Arabs did.
The
The
Arabs
did. The Arabs
No, the Arabs,
No.
the Arabs ethnically cleansed the Jewish Palestinians from Judea and Samaria, illegally annexed the land and gave everybody their
Hold on,
Jordanian
Golda.
citizenship.
My understanding is that when the Arab countries declared war, they told the Palestinians to get out so they could do the war.
It would be
no,
over in
that's 2
Judea and
weeks.
Samaria.
Yes, it would be
The-
over
the-
in
the
2 weeks.
The
problem-
West Bank.
Hold on. The problem we're having
So
here is that
that's false information.
hold on
though,
one second,
just so you
please.
know.
All right, I'm gonna look that up.
The problem we're having here, the problem we're having here is that they weren't
I'm gonna
called
send screenshots
Palestinians
of your
then.
comments to someone else
Great.
that knows how.
Oh my
that-
God,
that-
Bro, calm down, dude.
So obsessed. The problem is that they weren't referred to as Palestinians until 1964. So historically, it's Arab-Israeli war, and they're referred to as Arabs. So when I'm saying the Arabs told the Arabs of Palestine, yes, to leave.
Oh, come on. Don't go. Okay, yeah. All right, we got you. All right.
You guys are agreeing. You just
So,
The Jews-
so all
the
I'm
Jews
trying
were
to
also
say
called
is, so wait, so
Palestinians.
what I'm saying is, and I want to know what Malik thinks about that. If the Arab countries declared war, they told the Arabs to leave, then they fought, they lost. Now, is it okay that they displaced themselves?
Of course not. But what I'm saying is they were displaced before any war even happened. There were 550 villages that were burnt to the ground in the Nakba. This was even
In a
before
war? In a
this. No. This is before any Arab war, anything like that even happened. Palestinians were being
Give me a date.
displaced.
Except I have evidence. I have firsthand photo evidence of the
May I interject
Haganah
to push back on what Golda said?
asking them to stay. I have a letter from the mayor of Haifa asking the Arab population to stay. Now,
Do
was
what?
there certain villages that had to be evacuated because they were in the path of war? Yes. But there was most of the villages, the Arabs are on record saying that they never even saw a Jew and they were told to evacuate.
Golda, I've read that with you. You know what that letter said, and you just excluded it. I'm not gonna say you lied
The
by
what?
omission. Maybe you just didn't get a chance to mention it. But what did the mayor of Haifa say? To be unarmed, to disarm, and live under Jewish rule, correct?
Yes, of course. It's
Okay,
Israel.
beautiful.
It
So,
was a
host, I want to
country.
ask you a question. If the Muslims that quote unquote invaded Europe, because that's what a lot of Europeans think that this mass migration is, this quote unquote invasion. If those Muslims decided to declare
you can't deny a state. You can't deny a state and then say that you're mad about it. Right
Okay.
now, and you agreed with me, and I have screenshots of that too, that if they lived under
guys
Arab
screenshotting
rule,
each other.
I don't
Yeah.
know. She likes to
because
screenshot.
literally,
Bro is nuts.
yes, again, because I have messages from him going back months.
Okay.
Now,
But wait, can I
hold
present my
on,
example to the
please.
host before I
Bro,
forget?
stop! I'm not finished talking, dude.
Okay, I
This
wasn't
is so
finished. You
rude.
interrupted me.
Okay,
You did?
Literally, you
Okay,
just
host
came
again.
up on the panel.
So
You
host
broke
again.
up.
Jumped up and
The
started
mayor of
explaining.
Haifa, the mayor of Haifa, the mayor of Haifa said they have to live under Jewish rule.
It's not
My
even
question
right.
to host is this:
Bro, ruins every
if
lie.
the Arab, if the
Can
Muslims
you
that are in
please mute
Europe,
him?
All right, wait.
if the
Let me,
Mus-
because I do want to clarify. Hold on. Go ahead, bro. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to mute you. Go ahead. What'd you say?
Thank you. If the Muslims
I'm
of Europe,
almost
he
at
said,
my
he said, I
destination.
Hold
go.
up.
He's interrupt. He's in.
Go to.
If the Muslims in Europe decide to declare a state inside of the UK, complete sovereignty inside of the UK.
I know, but I don't want to hear it from that perspective. I just want to know what was going on.
What would the UK do? Would the UK?
I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear the parallel because I don't know the context yet of the real situation.
That's the context. The only caveat, the pushback would be
just to answer her question.
Let me hear. Go to. Okay, go
Wait,
ahead.
let me just give you the
Let
context. You asked for the context.
Let go to. No, because you didn't want to give it to me. You didn't want to give it to me. You didn't want to give it to me yet. So now Golda's gonna.
I did give it to you. I
She
just gave it to you.
She asked me to give her a date. She
Bro,
asked me to give
can
her
you
a date.
just stop for a second, please?
Go ahead.
I'm literally almost
Guys, I
at my
wanna hear-
destination.
I wanna
Let me get
hear-
my sentence out.
Let me hear Golda for a second. Go ahead, Golda.
Thank you. Again, yes, they would have to live under Jewish law because the Jews were the ones that declared a state. The Arabs denied a state. Now, you agreed with me that if the Jews were living under Arab law, that they wouldn't have the same rights. But the Arabs living under Jewish law have equal rights. Did you not?
Yeah, but
So
what he's trying to ask,
that's
hold on,
irrelevant.
I got you, bro. What he's trying to ask you, Golda, is simply, nobody would like that statement, right? Like, yeah, you guys come live under our rule. That's what he's
Exactly,
pointing
dude.
to.
It's that simple.
Well, I already acknowledge, of course, they
like,
would
you
live
can
under
argue
Jewish
that
law.
All right,
think your rule is better.
but Golda, I just want to hear what was the context of the scenario where you think it was okay for the Jews to say something like that.
Well, because the Jews worked for over 40 years diplomatically, working with the people who actually own the land to try to develop a government, whereas the
5%.
Arabs just
What year was this?
This was between 1880 and
1880s to the
1948.
40s. Yeah.
Oh, this is way before any war then.
So
Yeah,
she's
dude, like
making
they
the argument that
spent all
because
of
Jews
this
purchase
time
5% of the land, they're
No, it's
able
not
to.
about purchasing 5%, dude. 5% also included Jordan. Stop being disingenuous.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. The British rule
It
statistics
does.
don't include Jordan.
Dude,
They
you're
don't.
literally
It's
such
I can
a
give you the.
liar.
I have it right here in front of me. It's 20. You know what
This
the
is
numbers
a
are?
pivot.
It's
This is
it's
a
actually,
pivot.
guys, it's actually even less than 2%. But okay, let's
The
go ahead with
the
that.
fact of the matter is that the UN offered both peoples on the land after the British made an agreement with the Arabs and the Jews at the time that they would have their own countries. 77% went to the Hashemite kingdom. The other 33%, it was called the British Mandate for Palestine, Eretz Israel, which is land of Israel. It says in the British Mandate that is a homeland for the Jews. Then
It
the
doesn't
British
matter. We don't care about what
reneged.
the British think.
Then the British
Wait, how could
reneged.
you
offered it to both
disregard what the
peoples.
British think and when it was theirs to give
Because
away?
the British left.
It's not theirs.
didn't
What do you mean
leave
it's
yet.
theirs? How is it
There
theirs?
was no Palestine.
Because they made a
Hold on.
deal
You guys
with the people
can't
who
keep
live
going
there.
back to this indigenous people bullshit, dude.
No way,
Like,
the British left, dude. Why does it
I
matter
mean,
what the British
whether-
said? They're
whether
gone.
it's
you
such
like
a
it or not.
it's such a
Hold
like
on,
Disney
hold on.
way of
Wait,
interpreting the world,
They
dude.
left.
It's not.
Dude. They're
It's
not
not a
there.
Disney.
The British
It's
aren't
not a
there
Disney
40
way.
years.
So
They're
then
gone.
technically you have, again. This goes back to like might makes right. Technically, we can use whatever tax. Don't
The
cry.
Arabs
Malik,
overpowered
the problem is
Jews.
that if you take this stance, then you literally think all countries are illegitimate, and that's retarded.
No, that's not what I'm saying at all.
But the Arabs overpowered the Jews.
Hold on a second. We acknowledge indigenous people's rights. That's the point.
Except
Any
for the
country-
Jews.
No, you
Yeah,
don't.
No, we do.
Because then again, like I said, this leads you down the slippery slope of thinking every country is
One
illegitimate.
second. That's not
Malik,
what
you've
we're
been here a
saying
very
at
long
all.
time.
That's
I can't
not
stay
what we're
long.
saying at all.
Please, you're taking away from what I'm trying to say. So now we're talking about indigenous rights. I'm not talking about indigenous rights. I'm talking about a group of people that were on the land 60 years ago. They migrated to the land. That's fine. That's what happened. You can deny it. I don't know why you would. You wouldn't. I don't think Golda even would. They came to the land and they wanted to have Jewish rule. Now Golda wants to make the argument Jewish rule is better. They would give more rights, etc., etc. That doesn't matter from the Arab perspective. Their perspective is just like Ho said. Why would they agree to live under Jewish rule? They don't want that. That's the bottom line.
Dude, you
So
have
when
a
you declare
choice
that-
to
wait, one
stay
second, let me
or
land
to
my plane.
leave.
When you declare that you have to live under my rule, that's an act of war, by the way. If the Muslims in the UK say, hey, I'm going to create a sovereign nation on your land, that's an act of war. If I
It's
was
not-
in the
when
US and
was
I
it
brought in
their
thousands
land?
of Lebanese people and said, I'm like,
Who?
When was
wasn't
it
an
their
established-
land?
and said, "I'm declaring a state here in Michigan."
Bro,
When
when
was
was
there
there
a
a
land?
land?
It's always been. Hold on, Golda. It's
Guys,
always
I
been.
got,
the
I
right.
got, I just got
Even
flagged.
if
I just got flagged
the
for
R
saying
word.
the
You
R
keep
word.
saying the R word.
I
dude.
know,
Stop
I
saying
know,
the
I
R
know,
word.
I know. I gotta come
Can I
back.
ask a question?
Host, a good alternative word
Hold on.
that we've
Let me
been
just.
using. Hold on, please. A good alternative word we've been using is regarded and highly regarded.
I mean, you shouldn't. You
I
shouldn't.
know,
use
I
that
know.
word in
I
general
know I
because-
shouldn't use that word. I just didn't care in that second. It's my fault.
I mean, you
I
shouldn't
got,
use
I
that
gotta
word in
drop.
general off TikTok.
The
either.
point
Guys,
is,
can I-
bro,
I love that word.
that you had a choice to
slur.
stay. You
I
had
know.
a choice to go. If you don't want to live under Jews, then it is your choice to leave.
Okay, that's fine, but don't act like they were the aggressor then. That's
All right, guys.
They
Look, I'm
were the
gonna try. I'm gonna
aggressor.
reset.
They
I'm
were
gonna
They were the
reset.
aggressor. They
I'm
attacked
gonna
us
reset,
outright.
guys.
No,
I'm
you
gonna
need to
reset.
declare to stay on their land,
Such a loser.
and they lived on. Whatever you
All
want
right,
to
I'm
say.
gonna reset, guys.
Yeah, no,
They
he
weren't
has
some
a
innocent
point.
victims.
Mea
No, they
culpa.
I'm gonna
declared a
reset.
state.
I'm gonna
They
reset,
weren't innocent.
guys. I'm gonna reset. Thank you. All right, guys. If you're still here, give me a follow. I'm gonna reset. I'll come back.